right, ladies and gentlemen, we have Lethal Nonsense number 25, I believe, with Nick of the Phoenix Press, and then possibly soon Johnny Boy Gets from John Gets Gaming. How's it going, Nick?
The force is strong with me.
Indeed it is. So, you say you didn't want to open with the thing, but hey, how's your life been? How's life treating you?
It's been pretty good. I've been doing my streaming myself. Been pretty productive day actually. Wrote a little bit for the spy novel that I'm working on. That'll be coming out next year. Kind of been holding that off for a few weeks, but kind of felt good to get back in the writing chair and just kind of pound out some words. Started chapter 7, so it was nice.
Yeah, I feel that. I've actually been on a roll with my writing. Just haven't gotten anywhere near to ready to publish. Because what's it called? Yeah, I've just been doing a lot of world building, a lot of story writing as well.
Yeah,
but I've just been like on a tear for the past like 2-3 months. But now I started college, so it's probably going to be put to a little bit of a hold.
Yeah, the best/worst part of being a comic book writer is, you work so hard on the script, that takes like a couple of months worth of work, but once it's done, and you hand it off to the artist, you basically you just become the rubber stamp guy. It's like you get back the pages, maybe like, okay, maybe change this or this, or wrong, basically you become like the editor, and so you're more hands off with stuff, and it just kind of leaves you like an empty feeling because you're not directly creating. You're more a managerial role at that point, and while it's great to see the pages, thrilling even, it's still like, man, there's something about creation,
Yeah, it is. It is fun. Sometimes it is, sometimes it's not, but
sometimes it's not. Yeah.
Johnny Boy.
Hello there.
Hello. He's on that water.
Taking a shot of water to get us started.
Gotta stay hydrated.
Yeah, I got a non-alcoholic beer.
Nice.
A Michelob.
Are they supposed to be okay? Michelob, yeah. I was just gonna ask, are they supposed to be like a particular type? Is it like, do they have like Pilsner, Stout, whatever, non-alcoholics?
Recently I've had the Michelob and the what's the other brand? It's not Dos Equis. Corona. The Corona is pretty good. But
now, are these like parodies? Are they done by the actual companies?
They're done by the actual companies.
Yeah, because I was about to say, because like with Gen Z being like very non-alcoholic, I would think the beer companies would be rushing to introduce non-alcoholic versions of their beer.
Yes, and that's what they are doing. What surprised me though was I found this Japanese brand that I really like, Sapporo. I saw it last weekend and I was like, oh shit, I gotta get it. And it does taste good. It has that same like bitterness to it. Not as bitter as the alcoholic version, but still it tastes pretty damn good. I had that one before the Michelob. Yeah, I highly recommend non-alcoholic beers if you're I guess if you're into that kind of thing.
Well, I've never actually had a drop of alcohol in my life, so I have no interest in non-alcoholic or regular beer, so that's just me though.
Yeah, I just keep it that way.
I'm not claiming to be some like straight edge. I do have a very crippling caffeine addiction. I'm a soda hound.
Oh, I got that too. I also got the nicotine.
I just did a little 2-week cleanse of caffeine. 14 days apparently resets everything. So,
oh, really?
I heard that on some show, and I was like, yeah, sure, I'll do that. It's a pretty tired couple days, but then you're pretty much over it after that.
Oh, it's terrible. Like, I tried quitting caffeine and nicotine at the same time, and I had like the worst headaches of my life.
I'm glad I never got into nicotine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I highly don't recommend. It's expensive.
Yeah.
After a while.
That's what keeps me away from most things. It's like, too cheap.
Yeah.
How much is like a pack of cigarettes nowadays? Because like I remember growing up, my mom was a big smoker. Like a pack was like $4 or $5. I don't know how much, like just a pack.
I actually don't know. I haven't smoked cigarettes in like years.
I do see it advertised because it's like, they'll be like, oh, lowest price is allowed because they're like basically forced to uptick it to try to discourage people.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say it's like $7 or something. I want to say it's like $7 or $8 now, but
yeah, I think most people, they just buy them in cartons. Like I remember, no, this is like 20 years ago. You know, I remember when my mom was buying. You know, she would talk about, oh, they want $40 for a carton. That's expensive. Might have been expensive in like 2005, but nowadays,
well,
it's probably
people
cheap.
smoke like a pack or two a day if they're really into cigarettes. So it's like,
Yeah,
you know, that you burn through them fast.
literally.
Yeah. Now I'll enjoy a cigar every now and then, but never like a habitual thing like that.
Yeah. For me, I've done tobacco like a couple of times. Like there was this one time, my friends, I was at a birthday party. They busted out a hookah. I
Oh,
indulged. I did that once because like my thing was I've never had tobacco in my life. What's one puff gonna do? And you know, and then I think another time I was working at doing a dishwashing. One of the ladies let me take a few puffs of cigars. I mean, it tasted good or whatever, but I didn't do anything more after that. I got really lucky.
I never liked the hookah, but I was going to college right whenever that was kind of popular, and I knew a bunch of Indian and Muslim kind of people in college, and so it was like a popular thing around the apartments. But I like did it a couple times. And I'm like, why are we going through all this trouble to like sanitize this thing as we pass it around? And like, I don't even get anything out of it. Like, it's not even like you get a high or something. But
I'm thinking probably just like the social aspect of it. I don't know.
That's
guess,
like pretty much it. Like they even make
at that
bars
point
and
just
stuff.
puff pass. At that point,
Yeah.
just puff pass.
I'm like, I'll grab a beer at that point. Or you know, even grab a Coke or something. I'll watch something with you to socialize. I don't need to put my mouth on the same thing that yours is on.
Oh yeah, I guess you do that, huh?
Well, they do these little plastic things, and so people like put it on the end, do their thing, and then like take it off and pass the hose part to like the next person. That's how they would always do it. Or, you know, they'd like, I don't know, if it were like husband and wife or something, I guess they wouldn't worry about that. But
yeah, I mean, husband and wife, you're already sharing a lot of things. So.
You're already sharing spit.
Spit swapping makeout match.
Yeah, if it was just me and my wife, I wouldn't care about that. You know, if I was gonna get any diseases from her, there'd be other ways.
Oh no. Two germaphobes get married. They're just like it's like staying separated, sanitizing the sheets.
That is a terrible combination.
Honey, I got these long johns from the Mormon store.
So we're actually talking about Star Wars before the stream. We wanted to try and save it for the stream. Did y'all hear that the sequels are allegedly could be getting rebooted or like retconned?
Yeah, I mean, I heard that they were like
think
debating decanonizing them, but I think it's what's probably more realistic is that they're just moving away from that time period and they're just going to kind of like ignore those characters, maybe,
which they've already kind of been doing anyway.
Yeah,
yeah,
pretty much. Yeah, like, I mean, they still lead into like Palpatine cloning and stuff, and a lot of like Bad Batch and everything like that. So they haven't they're still like trying to fix them essentially through a lot of the spin-off stuff.
Here's what I think they're gonna do. I think their next big move is to move into the Cade Skywalker era. You know, the 100 years later storyline. Where like okay, yeah, the sequel trilogy happened, but we're so far removed from it, it doesn't even really matter at this point. Like, okay, you can mention, like, okay, you know, there's a statue of Rey there. Okay, fine. It's like, okay, Rey Skywalker, blah, blah, blah. Okay, we're moving on now. You know, that was 50, 70 years ago. She's been, you know, we don't care about the, you know, like, you can basically, I think they're just going to go so far either go so far in front of the timeline where it doesn't even matter, or go so far behind the timeline, like Old Republic era.
Yeah, I was gonna say behind. I would feel like we would be more likely, because the thing is, you got to milk the member berries, so you can't go. I mean, I guess you could just say, well, these characters are more memorable because they are, and so they're still remembered 100 years later. And meanwhile, the sequel trilogy people are not. So you could.
What's that broken statue over there? Oh, that's That's Ray. That's Ben Solo.
That's
Oh,
from
I'll
that.
look
That's
it
from the
right
Dark Ages, otherwise known as like 30 BBY to like 60 BBY. You
now.
know, or
ABY.
ABY. Sorry, yeah,
After Battle of
yeah.
Yavin. You call yourself a Star Wars fan.
The fact that I even reference that acronym shows that I am.
And the fact that I could correct you right off the bat.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Brain fart. Yeah, but yeah, so it's like 30 to
Uh,
60 AVY. They're just like, oh, we don't know. All the historical records were erased from that time period. There was a big purge or something. Anyways.
That's probably gonna be Disney's explanation for whenever they have contradictions.
oh god, they're gonna pull a. They're gonna say, Star Wars had the burn.
Oh no. They had the burn, and they had like the like
all the hyperdrive, all the hyperdrive things just all of a sudden just stopped working for some weird reason because somebody was like,
God, they're gonna be like, yeah, the Kyber crystals like all exploded, and and it turned out that at that point, like after the sequels, we actually used Kyber crystals to power all of our ships. Because we cloned them or something, and so that's why everybody forgets. There, nailed it, guys. 10 out of 10 writing. I did it. I saved Star Wars.
I've heard some people say like, oh, they'll use the world between worlds to like shove it off into like an alternate timeline or something. Like, can we please not do multiverse? Like, I am so burnt out from that.
World between worlds. This is wonderful. I love this.
It's funny you say that. One of my coworkers was saying that he was tired of multiverses as well earlier today.
It makes everything so inconsequential because you're just like, well, we fucked it all up. But I'm sure we can find another universe. We'll just go over there.
I mean, the most likely thing is they're going to ignore it, which, to be fair, they've been doing for kind of a few years. Kathleen Kennedy tried to push the High Republic. That was the wettest of farts ever, you know.
Oof, that led into the Acolyte. That was their part of their setup for that.
Yeah,
it's getting Vernestra Rose set up.
And they pushed into other stuff. Like I know Jedi Survivor has like High Republic stuff in it or whatever. I like Fallen Order. I thought it was a good game. And Jedi Survivor, for what I played it seems fine.
Dude, Jedi Survivor pulled the Disney sequel thing, though, where they just kind of rewound everybody. And they were just like, we're going to break up. Actually, it was more of a Star Trek, like the new trilogy kind of thing. The 2009 starting trilogy, where they're just like, we're going to break up the crew and then get them back together because we can't just have them together and functioning. We can only do the formation of things. So like Jedi Survivor was like, oh shit, we had the crew together at the end of the last game.
That's just storytelling in general. I mean, look at Spider-Man. Like it's like every time Spider-Man starts to approach college age Peter Parker, which by the way, the best Spider-Man stories are college age Peter Parker. That is just a fact. You know, the John Romita era Spider-Man is objectively the best era of Spider-Man. Fight me, nerds. But every time they get close to peak, they keep resetting him back to high school age. Like that, I'm kind of excited for this new Spider-Man movie because they're getting to college age Peter Parker, and No Way Home kind of put him in a good position. They stripped him down to just the bare essentials. It's sad that like we're just now getting a Spider-Man movie by the fourth one, but I'll take it.
But they shouldn't have. That trailer really bummed me out because I thought they were like maybe move, and it seems like he's just like trying to get his old girlfriend back rather than like move to an actual Mary Jane or a Gwen Stacy or something where it could like do more of that story.
It's just No Way Home made it very explicit. Michelle, I'm not calling her MJ, is the MJ of this universe.
I know, but you erased everybody's memories, so this was like your chance to kind of move on. And then it was like, nope, he's still going back for her. And
like it would be nice if they like. I don't know. It's going to be kind of interesting because apparently Sadie Sink is going to be playing Jean Grey in it. I know it's like, oh, it's rumors, but if you look at the trailer, there's very clearly scenes of like Jean Grey jumping between the mines.
I guess what's her face? Was it a Liz in the first Tom Holland movie? The Vulture's kid that he was dating? Yeah, I guess that was supposed to be like the Gwen Stacy of that universe or something.
I mean, okay.
Because it's like they kind of like mess because she's supposed to be first, isn't she? Like, I'm not as well versed in Spider-Man.
I think Liz Allen is actually a character in the comics.
Oh, okay. I meant Gwen Stacy. She's supposed to be like the first. She's supposed to be before MJ, right?
I think I'm not sure. I don't know.
Hey. But Yeah, because I'm not as well versed in Spider-Man, but one of my favorite things, because it was probably my first big exposure to him, was the PS1 game where they had him married to Mary Jane, and like
Yeah.
everything was like matured, and even as a kid, I understood it perfectly. Like within a couple minutes, I'm like, oh, they're married. Okay, like Venom, he's like well known to him, I guess, is
And
like his
that's
arch
kind of
enemy.
what I liked about the Spider-Man 2018 game was it was an older Peter Parker. He had been Spider-Man for
Yeah.
8 years, so he had that familiarity and like okay, he was on the outs. Like okay, he was on the outs with MJ. He started getting some real cat, some black cat pussy. And then they're kind of getting back together. She was a bit whiny, but like yeah, I don't know. I haven't played the second one yet.
The second one is a big step down because I really liked the first game as well in 2018, and they really, I mean, just they do the black suit story, and instead of Peter overcoming his demons to get the black suit off, it's literally a boss fight for Miles Morales to just defeat Black Suit Spider-Man and get the suit off basically for him.
Have you heard that the original game was actually meant to tie in with the Andrew Garfield universe? Because apparently they started working on the game in 2014. And if you look at the original face of Peter Parker in that game, it does look like Andrew Garfield-ish. Also, the MJ actually does look like Shailene Woodley, because Shailene Woodley was supposed to play MJ in Amazing Spider-Man 2, and all her scenes got cut. Like they actually shot scenes of her as MJ. Like that face does look vaguely Shailene Woodley like.
I think I remember about Shailene. I mean, she was in that young adult series,
Secret
Divergent.
Life of the American Teenager.
Divergent. She was in Divergent.
Yeah, and I know she was in indie movies and everything as well. But
yeah, Amazing Spider-Man 2, it's fine, but they were throwing way too much in there. Like there's Black Cat is in there. Black Cat, like. But by the way, the actress I love because she was like the Rogue One actress. She was the Jenner herself, Felicia. But like he called her Felicia once, kind of thing.
Oh gosh, I don't remember her name either. I'm trying to. She got the teeth, British. Yeah.
I like her. I like her as an actress.
Yeah. Because I saw her in Monster Calls. I think the movie was called. And she was really good in that. She was like the mom to a kid. She's like dying and stuff. And it's like more of an Oscar Beatty kind of movie. But
she's most well known for Rogue One, the only good Disney Star Wars movie.
Yeah, I gotta admit, I kind of did like Rogue One. Can't say I'll ever rewatch it, but it was decent.
Rogue One. Out of all the it had the texture of Star Wars. It had the feel of it. I don't know what it is about Rogue One, but it has that like dirty texture that the original trilogy has. Like the sequels have it has like the same kind of sanitized texture that the prequels have. But at least the prequels are the Republic in its prime, so you can understand why it has that sanitized feel to it.
Yeah, very
like
different.
They're trying to be dirty, but it's still clean at the same time. I don't know.
Well, and it depends on the whereas now, like they seem to just do like, oh, let's make this planet a shithole and this planet a shithole and this planet a shithole. Well, whereas they used to like have like variety, they'd be like, oh, Coruscant is more polished. Lower levels of Coruscant, maybe not so much, but like Jedi Temple area, that's going to be polished.
I mean, the problem is if you look at the Disney Plus series. Like Coruscant, I think it was like in Boba in Mandalorian Grogu, it looked just like generic cyberpunk. Like the Dr. Pershing character is literally having he literally has the Deckard jacket on with like the collars. It's like looks like generic cyberpunk.
Yeah, Rogue One. I felt like I probably liked it more coming out of the theater than I do in the long run because I'm like, well, like. The space battle, at least they remember that Y-Wings exist and they didn't try to use those retarded Last Jedi bombers. So and I know it's a different time era, but still it made no sense to get rid of the Y-Wings, but especially when you still have X-Wings all flying around. But
Rogue One takes place 5 minutes before New Hope. That's the thing.
Right.
And it's technically a prequel movie.
No, I know. I was referring to the fact that like they kept the X-Wings around in the sequel trilogy, but then they're like, oh, we need to get rid of these bombers for some reason. The fighters stayed the exact same.
Like, say what you will about the prequels, but at least they had their own fighters. And I like by the time they got to the Revenge of the Sith, a lot of the ships were like prototype versions, like the ones the clones are using. You could very clearly see, okay, that ship is going to lead into an X-Wing, and okay, that ship is going to lead into a Y-Wing. Yeah,
They
like,
had like the triangle shaped capital ships already.
the venerators. Like you could see like they were their own distinct thing, but you could see like, okay, this is going to eventually lead to that. It was distinct, but you could just see by looking at it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then as far as like, obviously there's that Vader scene, and then there's the space battle. So basically everything I liked is probably in like the last 30 minutes or so, I guess.
I mean, it's kind of like a heist film kind of thing.
Yeah.
I do like in that era they were shoving Forrest Whitaker into Saw Gerrera into everything. Like there's that sequence in Jedi Order where like Saw Gerrera's there and like you kind of interact with him a little bit. They shoved him in the Rebels. They were shoving Forrest Whitaker into everything in the era, and I kind of wasn't complaining.
I couldn't stand his performance. I don't know where the hell they went with that. I was waiting for the Bort Golly origin story in Andor, but it never came. The tentacle monster that he uses to mind rape everybody. I was like,
I will say this though, Rogue One, as much as I like it, I kind of want to see the director's cut of that movie because, like, all the trailers for it, like, is this in the rebellion? I rebel, kind of thing. Or, like, there's so many like really good shots of her like walking on the tower, and then like the TIE fighter comes up,
Yeah, which that shot was still in there. They just cut out the TIE fighter, so I don't know how much they kept versus how much.
Or like director Krennic walking on the seas of Scarif, and everything. Like there were some really good shots that they cut out.
Yeah, we'd have to see what they would. Yeah, I feel like there was like a script leak of something for that like years ago, back like a year or two after the film came out or something. Where people
have you read
like,
the script leak for Duel of the Fates?
Oh, is that the Trevorrow
Yeah.
episode 9? Yeah, I heard about that a while ago. I mean, at that point I was kind of like, well, after Last Jedi, I'm kind of like
I'm convinced they should have just had J.J. Abrams make all three. I'm not saying they would have been masterpieces, but they at least would have been passable. Say what you will about J.J. J.K. can at least make passable films.
It probably would have been coherent.
Probably would have turned out like the Star Trek trilogy that he did. It's like where
he didn't even finish the Star Trek trilogy. The last one was done by Justin Lin.
Okay.
Here's a funny thing. A funny thing I've heard. I've heard a lot of people say they hate the first two films, but they love Beyond because it was directed by Justin Lin, but it was also written by Simon Pegg, who is a really big Star Trek fan. And they said the characters sound more like their original people in the third film because Simon Pegg wrote it. So,
and they're more mature in their roles at that point, so that does make more sense.
And with the better writing by Simon Pegg.
Yeah. But they should sound closer to their original series because they're, the first time they're basically like fresh out of college or whatnot. They're kind of thrust into it unexpectedly to even be in any sort of in charge position. Fucking Into Darkness is a clusterfuck, so I'm not sure. Maybe JJ would have fucked Last Jedi up just as much, but
I will defend Star Trek 09 because I feel like there's an honest attempt to make a good Star Trek film. Did they fully succeed? No, but it was an honest attempt.
Yeah, it was like a more actiony version of a Star Trek kind of film. I mean, he had the mandate to like try and make it a little bit more exciting because it's a movie.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, understandable. And then then it got into the weird member bear. That was kind of the start of his like, JJ, it's too much with the member berries. Like you're having them turn to the camera and tell people that he's Khan just because only the audience would give a shit about his name at that point.
Or like at the very end where they do the death, but they switch around the people.
Yeah.
And they have Spock yell Khan. Like JJ, I guarantee you, JJ thought he was so clever with that. I guarantee you, he thought he was the smartest person in the room.
They have old Spock like spoiling everything. He's like, I wasn't supposed to spoil things for you, but Khan is really bad, guys. You need to kill him.
That's the part of the movie that I don't like because Star Trek 09 had that perfect send off for him. It was a perfect send off for his character. It was great. That was a great scene. Like literally, if you watch nothing else from that movie, watch that scene. It's great. And then they ruined it. They having him come on the next movie.
Yeah, and they were just like, "Oh, Ambassador Spock, you want to talk to us?" It's just like, what? He's just hanging around. Like, I know all the future.
Well, he was the last we heard. He was at like the Vulcan colony, having lots of sex. Apparently, like that was the implication.
He lived long and he prospered in bed.
Oh, he definitely prospered. All right. He helped a lot of other women prosper too.
Oh no.
Can you just imagine, like, it's like 50 years in the future, and like Spock, like the new, like the alternate Spock is starting to have kids, and he's got like women, and they find out like, oh wait, I'm a descendant of the other Spock, who,
oh no,
even though you're technically from different timelines, you share the same DNA.
my father.
So even though we technically have different grandfathers, we're still the same genetic.
My uncle husband over here.
You know how hard you know how much of a pain in the ass for genetic diversity that's going to be for Vulcans in the future? Because as they repopulate the Vulcan race, they're going to be like keeping track of those genetic lines, because
it's kind of a choke point too. So you're going to get some overlap.
I mean, what if they're into that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry.
You're one born with one round ear and one pointy ear. It's like some inbreeding fuck ups. Like Spock. He's like, yeah, I'm just picturing like they bring in, the women to propose to him, and his eyebrow just goes up more the more he's interested. Because that was always Spock's movie, be like, fascinating.
Ooh, double D's. They're very round. They're very perky. It is fascinating how they tend to defy the logic of gravity.
The buoyancy is fascinating.
I wonder if they could be flotation devices.
Why, you green-blooded bastard! How could you talk about them like that? Doctor, please. I am merely being scientific in my studies.
Kirk, I'm a doctor, not a sexologist. Also, the best little bit about TOS thing is like, do you know, like, Bones has to be so done with Kirk shit, because like every week he has to develop a new vaccine for some foreign alien STD. It's like, wait, it does what to your penis now?
And they're always like, we're violating all of our directives by doing this. He's like,
I'm just going to modify this vaccine from like 3 weeks ago. It's close enough.
Taking the jabs. I like Jab Lord over there.
2 weeks to stop
Darth Maul.
Yeah. Good old Molly boy. He had his epic confrontation with a talkless Darth Vader.
Wait, they did that again.
How many times are we gonna try out Darth Maul to have him face people? Like yes. I just wanted an Obi-Wan film that's set on Tatooine, of Maul and Obi-Wan playing a cat and mouse game all throughout Tatooine, where Maul is trying to hunt down Obi-Wan, and then they have their final confrontation.
Like No Country for Old Men.
Sure. No country for old, no Tatooine for old men, or whatever. And actually have a good fight, not this like 2-move. Like, I don't care what bullshit Dave Filoni tries to sell us. Like,
they literally ripped that off. They ripped off that comic like twice, because they got the whole leg ideas, because that was a non-canon comic in Legends. That whole fight scene, I believe, and also the robotic legs. And then Dave Filoni tried not to give credit to the expanded universe for that.
Well, that's all that Star Wars does. They're continually ripping off the expanded universe. Like,
yes.
We were talking before the stream, Kylo Ren is just Darth Caedus. Rey is Jaina Solo.
Well, they ripped them off kind of, a lot of times they're ripping them off in like name and or look only. Like Thrawn is not Thrawn. Mm-hmm. Like they're like, oh, he's blue, and yeah, he's a complete idiot. I mean, he literally gets beaten by people who he has like an entire Star Destroyer, and these people beat him in Ahsoka by riding directly underneath it into his cannon fire, and he somehow misses all of them. Like,
so much
dude,
for him being
they could have gone around the other way, and they would have completely fucked you up.
Thrawn got warped. He got warp affected. You know, like the warp effect. You feel that trope?
like you're impressive because you beat him. So we just make everybody beat him though, and so it's like, oh, we say that he's real tough or whatever, but
Yeah, Thrawn. See, yeah, because like Thrawn in the books is a genuine like genius mastermind. In the show, because he's written by fucking idiots, because that's the thing that a lot of people don't realize. Like we're seeing this in The Boys with Sister Sage. A character is only as smart as a person writing them. So when you have someone who claims to be the smartest person on Earth, and they're written by fucking idiots, they're written by what a fucking idiot thinks a smart character is. Which just turns out to be an even bigger fucking idiot.
Well, it was stupidity on both of their sides because it's like, oh, Thrawn, he's this tactical genius. We literally have Ezra, Ahsoka, what's her face, Sabine, and
Please don't get me started on Sabine. I have like a 5 hour.
I think there were only those three, and they're writing something in, and it's like, all right, we gotta get on this Star Destroyer because like I think it was the only thing with a hyperdrive to get off of this planet because they're in another galaxy whenever this is happening, by the way. And so they're like, oh, we got to get on this Star Destroyer and beat Thrawn, keep him from going back to our galaxy. And it's like, all right, so how do we approach this? Well, let's start off on the pointy end of the Star Destroyer and ride all the way underneath it to try and get to the back end of it. Well, Ahsoka, why don't we just go around it and go to the place that we're riding to anyway? And then we don't have to get hit by going directly underneath all of its cannons. She's like, no, we have to do it this way. and then Thrawn's like, oh, they're so stupid. I can't believe they're coming in this way. And he just like hails fire on them and somehow misses everything. It's like, what? Why are you both so stupid? You did the dumbest thing imaginable and he still couldn't make you pay for it.
Yeah.
And the whole time the dialogue is like, oh, interesting strategy. I have underestimated her. It's like, no, she didn't do anything.
No one showed Thrawn the Holdo maneuver. Like, God, I don't want to see Thrawn react to the Holdo maneuver.
He fucking jizzes his pants over. He's just like, oh, she's the greatest tactical genius of our time. It's like, in wrestling, we call that putting someone over. You gotta get the people that people already like, and then you gotta use them.
I love how they're like, so the Holdo maneuver is like a 1 in a million possibility of like actually working. It just they're so lucky that she had to actually work this time. Even if it's a 1 in a million, we would have seen people try it at least more than once. The fact that it's the only time it's even mentioned of trying.
Well, they don't mention the context that gives that scene now. It means that Admiral Holdo is a coward. I think EFAP was the first person I heard. They were the first group I heard point this out, where they're like, so if it's a 1 in a million shot, she was probably just trying to run away then. It's like, because odds are 999,999 times out of a million, you would just shoot past them and leave, and nothing would have been accomplished as far as saving the rebellion. So Admiral Holdo is a coward who is just trying to leave.
I mean, I would argue, based off the way the film is shot, like using film language, like the way they shot it, she was definitely trying to attack the ship. Okay, that was weird. But I do agree. Like you can extrapolate that idea from that.
Well, and that was said in the next movie, but that's kind of the joke, is that it's like, oh well, that new movie that like really just ruined the only theory that would even though it still doesn't make any sense because you could still have a droid there, you could still do a million other things other than that, but
just ram the ship into the Star Destroyer itself. Like we've seen what happens when ships run into other ships. It does, like, kamikaze that shit. Like, seriously.
Yeah, like, I'm much more willing to accept the Rogue One thing with the battering ram but then even then they had to, like, disable the shields, and then they had to sacrifice a ship by, like, slamming it in.
Like, it literally would have been more believable. It would have been more believable if she just would have, like, rammed that, like blasted that ship towards it, and they're firing everything they have, and every shot somehow misses because she's dodging it. That is actually more of a believable than the Holdo maneuver. If they would have done that, or just and because she rammed into it, like, oh, she's so smart, she's such a girl boss, she rammed in the fuel lines and it blew up the entire ship. Like that is more believable. Like
she's such a girl boss.
It is stretching it just within the realm of the plausibility. Like, okay, that is really stupid. Why did no shot even hit her? But even that, at least you could at least put an icicle to your brain and like, okay, that's fine.
By the way, that is literally Filoni's only strategy for having fights go one way or the other, or like turning fights around. Is just suddenly this side starts hitting all of their shots. Seems to be his only thing. That's
why I don't like Filoni. He's
literally in Clone Wars, it's just two armies marching straight at each other, and it'll be like, oh no, we're getting destroyed, and it shows the droids like hitting their shots at the beginning of the episode, and they're like, oh no, our clones are all dying. All right, we got to retreat. And then it's like later in the episode, they do the exact same thing. And the clones just start hitting all of their shots. It's like we're marching across an open field.
Doesn't really understand war.
Filoni doesn't understand story. Why people call him like the successor to George? Like, I like Jon Favreau. I wish that he had gotten it, because like Mandalorian season 1 is Jon Favreau's work. You can tell when and they pretty much, you can tell that they ignored him mostly through season 1. Season 2 is when Filoni and Kennedy started getting their hooks in. And by season 3, he's pretty much gone.
Yeah, I feel like it showed. Yeah, I feel like Filoni's understanding of like written combat is like very juvenile.
Well, and even like like
Whereas Favreau is a good filmmaker. Like, he is legit a really good, like, because remember, he did Iron Man. He did the first Iron Man. He did Zathura. He's done good movies. Like, he did The Jungle Book. Like, Disney trusts him. Basically, Favreau is Disney's strike man. When they need someone to do something right, they hire Favreau.
Yeah, I feel like he was definitely more competent than Filoni.
He directed Elf. Favreau directed Elf. Like, Favreau is a good filmmaker. He understands the medium of film. And I think The Mandalorian was great when he was doing it. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm not as big of a fan of the man. Well, I don't know. I have a hard time really picking out a whole project of anything from the whole Disney.
Season 1 is legit.
It's so tainted by that timeline. I liked like the first episode of season 1 because I liked that concept. I was hoping it would be more of an anthology kind of thing, where it was like a bounty hunter taking up jobs. You can have somewhat of a central thread, kind of like to reference the person who I really wish had taken over, Tartakovsky, sort of like a Samurai Jack, where you got your central objective, but you're going on all these unique, awesome side quests. I think
the problem is the first episode is a bait and switch, because you're watching the first episode, you think, okay, this is going to be like an episodic, each episode he's doing a bounty. And at the end of the first episode, he finds a Baby Yoda. And that's what the show becomes. I think if the show was Din Djarin doing the bounty of the week, essentially, like kind of being the man with no name, the guy starts into town, fixes the problem, and leaves. Because they very much want the Mandalorian to be Clint Eastwood's man with no name, like kind of thing. Like, Mandalorians are cowboys, especially the fact like they gave Boba Fett, when he steps, he has spur sound effects. I don't know if you ever noticed that. Even like go watch Empire Strikes Back. Every time
I got spurs that jingle jangle.
He's got that big iron on his hip. Big iron on his. Sorry.
Yeah, well, I felt like Boba Fett was. I think he was inspired by the man with no name.
Yeah.
So it makes you wonder how many of those types of characters they want. But either way, they could have made it more of like a, I guess, competent version of Cowboy Bebop, because in Cowboy Bebop they never get the fucking bounty. Right. But I mean, it's still like a great story.
Yeah.
But, maybe they could add like a more competent version of that.
Hell, you could even have, the seasons aren't that long. You could even have it be like a season thread, I suppose. And like you find Baby Yoda's home at the end of season 1. Good for you. But they've just milked it so much, and there's really not much to do with that character, because you can't have him leave his cutesy stage, or else like the merchandise won't sell to the
and
old
they had
ladies.
the perfect opportunity to do a reset at the end of season 2. Like season 2, you ended that story. That's not to say that like you wait 2 or 3 seasons and Baby Yoda comes back. He's grown up a little bit. He's now like a Mandalorian Jedi kind of character. That like season 3 should have been like the reset. Like the back to basics. He does that kind of stuff, but they missed out. Like, and here's the thing. Grogu does jack shit in season 3. Like, he is just there. He doesn't do anything. Like, there's
Isn't that when he gets the yes/no robot?
Yes. Like, there's he doesn't do anything. He's just kind of there. He has like it's one of those
I want
things,
him
like,
to die so bad. If they would have killed him in that new movie, and maybe it'll make $1 billion.
You could literally take him out of the story season 3. I mean, season 3 is Bo-Katan show, and that's what pissed me off. Like I like Katie Sackhoff. I like her with Bo-Katan. They literally could have called the season Bo-Katan, and it could have been like Bo-Katan, and literally changed nothing, and I probably would have been fine with it. But the fact that it's a Mandalorian and Bo-Katan literally took over the show, just
they make the Mandalorians so stupid, especially in season 3 when they're like, I mean, I feel like they already kind of nerfed them a lot with some of the stuff that happened in season 1 too. But then like season 3, they're like, oh, we can't beat this alligator. We're just letting all of our kids get eaten. Sorry. Oh, now there's a pterodactyl, but our jetpacks suck and we can't catch it.
It's like and like the whole plot line at the end of season 2 was like, oh, it has to be won in battle. Fine, I yield. No, she can't be given the lightsaber. She has to beat you from it. And then in season 3, it's like, well, actually, let me use my Reddit tier logic to like just make up a bullshit reason. So I was defeated by this monster. And so this non-living creature was suddenly the ruler of Mandalore for about 30 minutes. And then Bo-Katan showed up, defeated that monster, who was at that point, mind you, the rightful leader of Mandalore, you know, because it's mindless creature.
That would have been funny. Watch the vampire robot become leader of Mandalore.
No, and so Bo-Katan defeated it, and thus via proxy, she like that's the Reddit. It's Reddit tier logic. I'm sorry.
I know. Well, it would have been far more interesting if the vampire robot just stayed the leader. Like Bo-Katan shows up and like kneels to him, and then like they go back to Mandalore, and he's like, What shall we do, mighty ruler? And he's like, get me blood. And they're like,
yeah, so it's like a whole storyline, and they just threw it away. And then there's also the thing of like, Din is like, oh, it's so heavy, it's resisting me. Meanwhile, Bo-Katan could just like, you know, use it no problem. But Bo-Katan's whole problem is she's kind of a fraud. Both times she's been given the Darksaber, and she like when Sabine gave it in was it Rebels, she failed. And now she's literally given it again. Why would anyone trust this woman? She's literally the person that destroyed Mandalore.
Filoni's weird obsession with like just having the Mandalorians get absolutely bodied, and then somebody like has to come save them, and then like the Darksaber is always changing hands. He's milked that for all of its worth.
Like, say what you will about Darth Maul. Darth Maul won the Darksaber through perfectly legitimate means. He challenged Vizsla and defeated him in single combat. He legit won the Darksaber. And like Bo-Katan was like so mad, like, oh no, this person can't lead us. Whereas Darth Maul literally did everything right.
He's red. They're like, whoa, racist Katan.
No, the yellow Zabraks, they're a credit to their kind.
Like, I thought her intro scene was like so crazy whenever she slapped Ahsoka on the ass in a kid's show. Yeah, that was like her first scene in the Clone Wars.
Man. I don't think we've gotten to that on our phony Filoni Fridays, but
oh god,
we've been watching it for some show. Don't worry, not in a way that gives any money to Disney. And there's been like 3 what do you call them, pacifist native storylines like already in the first like 2 seasons, where like they show up on the planet. Oh, we don't like to fight, you guys are all violent. And they're like, oh, maybe we can learn something from each other. Oh, it turns out we have to fight a little bit, or like help a little bit, because you got to fight whenever there's bad people. And then they leave, and they're like, you want to join our war? No, we're still pacifists. Okay.
I mean, I do like the plot device of you have a pacifist character who learns to bend the rules a little bit. It's like in Firefly, you know, it's like, Shepard, doesn't your books have anything to say about killing people? Yes, several pages in fact, but it's a little fuzzy on kneecaps. Like I like that. I like that. You know, it's like he's still adhering to his vows and not killing people, but he's still assisting. Like I like that.
Well, yeah, it was just too repetitious of it.
I just thought the concept of pacifist Mandalorians are fucking gay. Because, like, you know, if you read Karen Travis's Republic Commando series, she really expanded on, like, the whole lore of the Mandalorians. You know, I think she incorporated some stuff from Knights of the Old Republic as well. Well, she did because one of the clones' names is Ordo. And you read that, and then you hear about fucking these pacifist Mandalorians in Clone Wars, and it's like, this is a complete deviation. I honestly like Dave Filoni did a lot of shit, I think, just to be like super petty, especially towards her, because he like trampled all over. He fucked up the canon so bad that like she couldn't write Imperial Commando 2 because it conflicted with the show.
Guys, remember, Dave Filoni is super respectful of George Lucas's lore, except for that one time when George Lucas told Dave Filoni to kill off Ahsoka.
And of course he didn't.
Yeah,
we I've said this before, but I am like still convinced that if they could remake the original trilogy and somehow shoehorn Ahsoka in there, they definitely would.
I think they're not going to remake the original trilogy because that is such a sacred cow that like I don't think they can even fly that with the original Star Wars fans. I don't think they could. Like maybe they do it in animation, like maybe they do like an animated version or something. I don't know. Oh God, please, Disney, I hope you're not watching this. Please, I hope they're not watching.
Giving them ideas.
I can already picture the show. I can already picture the show justification. It's like, well, you can highly respect the original, but like, it's good to have it for a new generation.
Yeah,
even as if they're like lost art, like nobody can watch them anymore.
like honestly, if you want an animated version of Star Wars, watch Seth MacFarlane's Blue Harvest.
Oh,
like yeah. I gotta say, those are actually good. Like they're parody, they're satirizing, but they still were made with love.
Yep, those and the Robot Chicken Star Wars, of course.
I kind of want like I wonder like imagine if Disney let Seth do the prequels, or they let him do the prequels under the mandate that after that he has to do the sequels.
Is he still
Stewie is Kylo Ren. No. Cleveland Brown is Mace Windu.
Oh, I see.
We've got to get these mother effing Sith out of the mother effing Senate.
I'm picturing that you're not granted the rank of master scene. It's kind of
Stewie would be Anakin. He would have to be Anakin.
Either that or just Peter can just be Anakin. He just like starts complaining about everything. He's like, what really grinds my gears when I'm not granted the rank of master.
No. Stewie is Anakin. Brian is Obi-Wan. You are my brother, Stewie. I loved you. It was said you would destroy the Sith, not lead it in darkness.
Dude, that scene would actually probably be pretty fucking fire.
I'm wondering who would be Padme now, because during the temptation scene, he'd be like, "Oh, are you kidding me? Why are you wearing this to tell me this?"
No. And Lois would be Padme.
Oh God.
No, because it makes it extra creepy because like Anakin is played by Stewie.
I know. No, the problem with all those is like you always get into the familiar relationships along with love triangles whenever you're because it's all like basically around that one family and Family Guy. So it's like you can only mix up the characters so much. You have to make them a complete like out of left field character. Be like, I don't know, like Mayor West or something.
Well, he's dead, so.
Oh, R.I.P.
I did like in the Return of the Jedi section. They brought in Carrie Fisher to play Mon Mothma. I thought that was nice because he did play a character on Family Guy, so it did kind of make sense.
Oh yeah, she was like Peter's boss or something, right?
Yeah. I wonder how she felt like voicing that stuff. Like I always kind of wonder when you have like a Star Wars actor and they go on a show and they're reading a script and they see the Star Wars reference, like sometimes they're like, okay guys, take the Star Wars reference out. Or like they just roll their eyes and do it anyway because like they know that's why they're here.
Hey, they could enjoy it. That's also an option.
It kind of reminds me like in the Flash because Mark Hamill played the Trickster in the original Flash and then he came back and played the Trickster in the Flash show. There was this one where like there was this young guy who was like the young Trickster and he's like, oh, and he's like, yes, I am your father.
Yeah,
Mark,
no.
It's like. Okay, that's kind of cool.
I remember because he's like a young trickster, and whenever he's beating up, he's like, "It was in your blood," and he's like doing his like Joker voice to him, like, "My dear boy, I I'm your father.
I think the greatest crime is we never got Mark Hamill to play the Joker in the 90s or 2000s. The closest we got was he played like a Joker version of the Trickster in some episodes of The Flash.
Yeah, pretty much. He doesn't really do too much live action, so he would have had time for it. I just remember in Kingsman when he got killed right away.
Well, here's what's funny about Kingsman is in the comic, at like in the Alps in the beginning, they're rescuing Mark Hamill.
That
So basically the joke is they're rescuing the professor, but he's played by Mark Hamill. and also like, I always find it weird whenever like you ever like see those live action Mark Hamill where he's just doing his Joker voice.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you notice in Avatar when he's voicing Ozai, he's just doing a variation of his Joker voice.
Oh yeah, he's got that little bit of like the sort of the phlegm in the throat, yeah, where he's doing like Joker. Because he did that a little bit with Skeletor in that god awful He-Man show by Kevin Smith.
Yeah,
where he was talking to the sorceress like she was fucking Harley Quinn. He's cracking jokes and stuff. That was about problem 100 on that show's list, but you know, it was another like kind of miscast thing.
Yeah. Thing is, like I've heard Mark Hamill do other stuff. He can do other voices. Like he's done Wolverine before, and he's doesn't do the Joker voice in there.
Well, and for a while he kept saying that he was retiring as Joker like the last 6 times that he did it. Because
I think he fully retired it after Kevin Conroy passed.
Well, yeah, that was the official time, but like before that happened, there was a lot of other times where he said it. It was because even him coming back for Arkham Knight, I remember, was like people didn't think he was going to be back.
I think a lot of it was if Kevin Conroy was going to do it, Mark Hamill was do it. You know?
Right. Well, the joke after a while was like, yeah, we don't really believe you at all whenever you say you're retiring again. Because the excuse for a while was that like, oh, my voice gets messed up by it, which I'm sure it did, but it's like, you know, you're going to come back if, you know, because they did that god awful Killing Joke one where.
The thing that I'm getting pissed off with is there has been like 3 or 4 final Kevin Conroy performances. Because first it was Christ on Infinite Earth. Then it was Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League. And then it was like the Devil May Cry, like they got him for Devil May Cry. I'm convinced that's AI. I'm sorry. I'm convinced that's an AI thing.
I can't even begin to motivate myself to watch that show. I've just not heard good things. Yeah.
I hate Adi Shankar. I've hated him for
the main thing I heard was that like
I am an OG hater of Adi Shankar, actually.
The main thing I've heard about that show is that like, oh, the demons are the good guys, and we removed all the humor and all the sexiness out of the lady character who's like supposed to be a cool, sexy badass.
See, my thing is, so Ruben Longren has been the voice of Dante for like the longest time. So they brought in Johnny Young Bosch, who is the voice of Nero in there. And like I even watched this video where like even Johnny Young Bosch was kind of confused why they brought him in or whatever. Like, why? Just bring in Ruben Longren. Like, see, that's why you should watch. There's actually an anime from the mid 2000s, a Devil May Cry anime that's so much better.
I heard that was good. Yeah,
I think it's actually canon. I believe it's actually canon to the cartoon, the video games as well.
So wait, who made this more recent one?
Some Western studio, and
okay, that explains it.
See, we have this rash of like Netflix cartoons calling themselves anime when they're not even made by American studios. Like, at least Edge Runners was made by a Japanese studio, and like CD Projekt Red had input on it, and like they helped write it, but it was like it was more of like a 70-30 kind of thing, like 30% CD Projekt Red, 70% the Japanese studio. And Edge Runners feels like a Japanese anime because it is.
Like Otacon and Metal Gear Solid. It's just like one of my Japanese animes.
Oh, God. Yeah, that's the thing that I like about Japanese, and it kind of like mind boggles me whenever you know, like for instance, my older brother will talk shit about anime. He doesn't know a fucking thing about it. But it's like
do not cite the deep magic to you, bitch. I was there when it was written.
Well, like the problem with like Western media is that they're always not just the fact that they're trying to pander to a modern audience, but they're also afraid to take risks because of like how much money it costs to like make a lot of shit. So they like that, and then there's also the issue of never adhering to the source material, which is like insanely common in Western media. Whereas in like Japanese media, they're not as afraid to take chances. They are, generally speaking, not always, but like they are more faithful to the original source material, and it's just honestly like a lot better. That, and they're not trying to cater to the modern audience either.
So I think it's
they're trying. The West is trying very hard to.
They're trying to make them like capitulate, yeah. But
they're trying very hard.
Luckily,
they're having
Japan,
a fucking war about it on Twitter.
Japan's recent elections, they certainly seem to reject that idea of infecting themselves.
I'm sorry, I have so much respect. Like Japan embraces the Japan gets immigration for like 5 minutes, and then they go full fascist. I love it.
They went so hard that they could overturn laws in their constitution with like the majority that they won in their last election.
Because a lot of I vaguely follow Japanese stuff. Like they're kind of starting to like get like I think in 5 years Japan is going to have its own military aligned with and I think the U.S. is probably going to allow it to happen because that's just another militarized force and ally in that area.
Oh yeah.
Well, they already have their defense forces, the JSDF.
Yeah, JDF, Japanese Defense Force. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard.
But it'll be the Japanese army. Like they'll be allowed to actually, do stuff.
Yeah, they basically have an army, air force, and a navy. I heard because we would sometimes. Well, we had some JMSDF on our base.
Nice.
And they were like pretty chill. I heard their ships were like way better than U.S. Navy ships. Like,
well, they're probably more recently built. A lot of them.
Were not recently built.
I would think that like wouldn't theirs be built like in a more modern kind of age?
I think the thing is,
our ships suck.
Well, I think a lot of it is American ships are built with the knowledge that you're going to have like tens of thousands of dirty sailors being, dirty sailors, whereas the Japanese have like a higher cleanliness standard, so they can make them a little bit nicer. I think the military does like that's the reason everything is like utilitarian because like they know. Like we know what those soldiers are doing those racks.
Oh my!
Yeah, my LPO actually told me that he saw like stalactites or stalagmites, the one where it's like on top, hanging from somebody's
Jesus. Oh my God!
And then of course, every once in a while there is a phantom shitter. They will literally, they will literally just shit anywhere on the ship, like in the most random places.
Have y'all heard the legend of the Phantom Shitter?
Gerald R. Ford, episode 1, the Phantom Shitter.
You need like a Netflix series about this, just following people around the ships. Too bad it's all like classified.
And then you have like duel the poop stains.
They bring in fucking Benoit Blanc to solve it. This will be the 4th Knives Out movie because Ryan Johnson will think he's super clever when he writes this one, and he'll be like, "Now, why would the shit?"
No, there's a 4th Knives Out movie because that's the only thing that Ryan Johnson has done that actually sticks.
And even that's like hard to even test because it's like, it's on Netflix, so who knows how many people would. I mean, I know they released like briefly in theaters, but they don't need to make money in theaters. That's always been my thing with streaming shit, whether it's games or like movies. I'm always like, I don't really care how many people watched it on streaming. I'm not considering that a success or failure. It's just a way. I think that's why Disney hasn't put shit for Star Wars in like 7 years in theaters.
Yeah, you notice how the metrics have shifted from like hours watched to minutes watched now. Because minutes watched gives them bigger number.
Yeah, it makes it sound better.
But here's the other thing. If you actually look at the show, all the shows, like the most watched shows, it's all older shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like The Office just cleans house.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You even look at old, because there's records of it, the ratings for stuff like, they'll be like, wrestling shows on Netflix and they'll have like, this many million people watched. And then you're like, okay, let's compare that to like the 90s. And even though there's less people on Earth, less people in the US, it's still like it's way more people watching it. And so you're
that's just because the dilution of things. Like that's why MASH, the finale, had 60 million people watch it. But that was pre-cable. It ended pre-cable. Like cable diluted the audience, and then the internet, and then like, movies. Because that's why, because like, and then it used to be like there only was 3 channels. And then Fox came around, then there was 4. You had PBS in there, 5. And then cable came around, then there was 10 million. And then the internet came around, and endless content, and then streaming, and then DVDs, Blu-rays. There's an endless dilution of where the audience can go. Because like I'd say, let's say 83, like even in like the 70s and 80s, cable's around, but cable didn't really get popular until like the late 80s, early 90s. So basically everyone was watching the same 3 channels.
Yeah, it's a combination because you can still get stuff that captures a lot more people, and there's a lot more people around. There's a lot more people with access to your show. Is the benefit of that, and so it's like you have the potential to be huge still, but it's harder to break through, and you have to make something that's actually quality. Like, whenever Demon Slayer came out, and it was like literally 2020 as like COVID's raging.
Didn't Demon Slayer actually like outgross?
It's the highest grossing movie in Japan, like domestically ever.
I think in the US it was like outgrossing some films that were releasing at the time. I can't remember what.
Oh, the latest Demon Slayer movie, the Infinity Castle Part 1, that made about 130 million in the US alone. And it made like...
And that was during the height of COVID. I think it was like outgrossing.
Oh, I'm sorry. So you're talking... Yeah, so Mugen Train is the one that came out during COVID. And yeah, it still did a good amount. I think it did like 50 million overall or something. And the thing is with those anime movies, until Infinity Castle, which was just like this past September, they would always get these weird releases. Because like I went and saw Dragon Ball Super Broly. I think that was like 2018. So, fairly recent, but even it was like releasing on a Wednesday. It had like 1 or 2 show times during the day.
They weren't considered like mainstream movies.
And it's like 1,500 theaters, whereas you normally had like 4,000. I think it's a little bit under that now because some theaters have closed. But like a wide release would get
back in like the 2010s. Those types of movies, like, oh, let's hope we have a local Alamo Draft House. That's the only place they're going to be showing it.
But yeah, then they started showing them more places. I'm hoping that they do a Your Name 10th anniversary screening sometime. Although I don't think that released in the US until 2017, so they might do it next year. But
I think it's gonna be kind of interesting next year when Star Wars the original cut releases, because also they're going to be releasing up like a Blu-ray steelbook of that. They are going to it'll probably be like a few months later, but they'd be stupid not to. Like,
sorry, Disney. I already got my despecialized editions back there. From the con.
I'm kind of interested to see what the gross is going to be, because I think it's going to be massive. Like, I think we're talking like maybe 500 million for this, because I think it's going to be like a weekend or like a day. But I think it's going to be some huge number because there is a pent up demand for this. Theaters, like, I'm going to go see it. Like, the tickets are going to be really hard to get.
I think they'll basically do it like they did the Lord of the Rings. Whenever that re-releases, it almost always ends up getting extra days and extra weekends because the demand just is more than what they're initially hoping for usually.
Yeah.
Like this, I went and saw this past January. I saw the trilogy because I wanted to see it with like the D-box and everything where it's shaking and shit.
Yeah.
And you get some good sound and everything. And it was like supposed to just be one weekend initially. And they did like, Fellowship on Friday, Two Towers on Tuesday, Return of the King on on Saturday, and then Return of the King on Sunday.
Also, if this does as well as I think it is, they're going to do Empire Strikes Back the next year or for the anniversary. I don't think that but I guarantee you the re-release will go very well. Like, I'm predicting maybe 500 million. And if they do extra weekends, it might hit $1 billion. It might. And if a re-release of Star Wars hits $1 billion.
Well, you would have to look up the special editions in the 90s, I would say, to get a good barometer.
I saw Star Wars in theaters, a special edition in the late 90s. I saw that. I was there, Gandalf.
Yeah.
He was there for the original.
Yeah, I'd have to look up the box office for those. Because I think
heck, we can go for more recent stuff like the re-release of Revenge of the Sith. I think actually did really well.
Did like 50 million or so, I think, which is all just money in the bank for them. That's easy charity, as Darth Melvin calls it. It's Disney charity screenings, because they're like, oh, you don't like any of our stuff? We'll just show this again.
It did it did 55 million worldwide, which for a re-release, you know.
I mean, you're not spending anything to make the movie at that point, so
Yeah.
that's just
That's
basically
free-
all
free money.
profit. Yeah, and it's not all going to you. There's a theater cut, whatnot, but it's like whatever. You're getting
Yeah, I
tens
think
of millions of dollars.
I feel like re-releases are starting to become a big moneymaker. Like they did the Spider-Man.
That's been there ever since like COVID. I feel like that's become a big thing because that's all they did for COVID. Actually, I have a drive-in around me, and they were one of the
Yep.
things allowed to be open. And Jurassic Park, like however many years after its release, was like the top grossing movie of a weekend.
You know what
Probably
sucks,
has the
though?
record for the longest time in between. But
What sucks is drive-ins made a huge resurgence during COVID, but they're starting to die off again, and that really makes me sad because I like drive-ins.
One around me does well. They normally have like some sort of class. They'd always they do 3 screens, double features. So it's always, you have a couple classics on one screen, and then like usually like a couple animated film or like kids films kind of thing on another, and then like kind of like PG-13, whatever, like or like 2 horror movies sometimes.
Yeah, they'll do like a double feature that have intermission, then maybe do some fun stuff during intermission. Like it's a good time. It's like you pull your car up, you either get like the radio or you tune it in. They have like a nice concession stand. Great. It's like, I'm sorry, it is a great date spot.
Yeah, and the nice thing is, if you are watching a classic or something, you can see it on the big screen and still yap away. Because like if you're
you could be on your phone and nobody will care.
Oh, and I just like to, if I'm paying 100% attention to a movie, like I like to do this whenever we're doing like watch alongs or whatever on a stream or something. It's like you're there to commentate over it, and it's like it's fun whenever it's something you already know. You're like,
or
not
if you're
gonna
there
miss
with your
some
girlfriend slash wife, you can get us some smoochie.
Yeah. Never phrase it like that though. Honey, would you like to have some smoochie time?
Honey, would you like to press lips and exchange fluids?
Oh, God.
Hey, that doesn't stop people from doing it in theaters.
Apparently like theaters have like night vision cameras, so like they can see it. Like and I've seen like some videos.
Oh no. Well, that was what the one congresswoman got in trouble for. I think that was during like an opera or something where she was like getting felt up in the middle of the show, and they had like the heat vision camera or whatever.
I think it was somebody was like a few rows away, and they like turned their cell phone camera to them and was
okay.
This Mike's asked, do you guys watch a lot of UFC? I do, but I do not believe these gentlemen do.
No, I heard of it. I know that there was a big upset this weekend. What's his face that always says the controversial shit?
Sean Strickland.
Yeah.
I mean, if I want to see cockfights, I'll just pull up a random comic book drama stream.
I stick to much more realistic things like WWE. No.
Yeah, you only watch the most realistic of sports entertainment.
Yeah. I mean, I don't care what anybody says. Hulk Hogan was kicking everybody's ass for real, sure.
I mean, did you see? Like, I mean, seriously, he can defeat someone just by poking them.
That's true. That's a very dangerous move, though. You could blow up your hand if you do it wrong.
Yeah. No wonder they call it the finger poke of doom.
Yeah, you gotta know how to wield that, right?
You should do the John Jones eye poke. The classic.
I mean, Shawn Michaels, he's literally Jesus. He could revive someone just by blowing them a kiss.
Oh God, I was watching.
I love the laugh confirms you know what I was referencing.
I just love the Vince McMahon documentary. It was so funny. They have this whole section about like, oh, it was so bad and sexist back in the day, and they're showing like all the shit that he's saying to the women, where he's just like, "Why don't you get on your knees and beg?" He's like, and The Rock just like saying,
the thing that I don't like is all these wrestlers are condemning Vince McMahon for being sexist and misogynistic. Go back in the day, those guys are saying the same. Like The Rock, shut up, bitch.
Yeah, and he's just like, you look pretty natural down there. Maybe it's your natural position.
It was me, Austin.
But
with great
say what you about Vince. He made for a great villain.
And they're doing this whole section in that Netflix doc about like, oh, things were so bad back then. And then it's like, I'm just thinking like, nah, I think everybody was having more fun, including the women back then doing that.
I like
that. That's what a lot of women, were there a lot of women who were coerced onto the casting couch? Yes, no doubt. But for every woman that was coerced on the casting couch. There was another 5 that gleefully flopped onto there, pulled down their pants, and says, "I'm ready for you, Mr. Weinstein."
I think, yeah, you gotta see whose initial idea it was, because I feel like a lot of times it was the women initiating that. He's like, well,
Because the only way for that culture to survive as long as it is the only way for power to be abused is for there to be power in the first place to abuse. And for that power to be abused, there has to be a lot of women who are willing to suck off 60-year-old dongs for a 5-minute part for $5 in a ham sandwich. There has to be a lot of women who are willing to do that for people to take advantage of that.
Yep. Well, from their perspective, it's like, yeah, I got to stomach this for a few minutes, but then I'll have a big part. I'll get a contract, whatever. The one chick got like $100,000.
Depends on if she's Mr. Swallows.
But it's just like, well, yeah, I can probably do that. I mean, he's old anyway. He'll tire out fast.
I mean, look at Anna Nicole Smith. She was like, okay, I just have to do it like maybe 2 or 3 times, and then wait a few years, and this oil baron will die. And
oh god.
I like that one edit where he says, "Come on out, you rapist," and it's just him.
Did you ever see the one with the lie detector where he's like, "I am no pervert." And then the fucking part that people never show, because that's always shown in like montages, but then after that, the whole reason they had the lie detector was because Hulk Hogan was dressed up as Mr. America, and Vince was trying to like get him on the lie detector to admit that he was Hulk Hogan. He's like, "Are you Hulk Hogan?" He's like, "No, I'm Mr. America." And it was just like, ding. He's like, something's wrong with this thing.
That's also not like the times where Vince has said the hard R on national TV.
Oh yeah. Goodness. Oh yeah.
But it's also, what's also hilarious is what did him in. So he had a mistress, which, I mean, him and Linda McMahon have had a marriage of convenience for some time. I think that's pretty clear. Mm-hmm. Basically, the only reason she started speaking is he stopped paying her. I'm pretty sure that's what happened, right?
Oh, there were a few different incidents, because he like left and then he came back and then something worse.
No, the woman who made the claim that ultimately did him in. Like he was a mistress. He got her jobs, and she was fine with it. But as soon as the spigot dried up,
Yeah, so I think the initial one that made him retire before he came back initially was she went from $100,000 to $200,000, and she basically like did a bunch of executives to get that new contract to get like her 100% raise. And then like, whenever she was 48 or so, she like came out and said, "Oh, I didn't want to do that. I was coerced," all that sort of stuff. Didn't get back any of the money, strangely, but anyways, and then like a year or two after that, so he like retired after that and kind of stepped away, but then he was sort of coming back in, and then he like completely left, because I forget, there was another one where it was like they were like, basically he had ended up paying like $12.5 million to like various women, like that amount of money spread over various women, over like a certain number of years. So it was like a few different cases of basically the same thing. Yeah. Like,
here's my thing though. Okay. So Vince McMahon has been a known degenerate for like what, 30, 40 years. Everyone knows it. All these wrestlers saying like, "Oh, it's so bad." None of them said anything when they were in the prime of their career, when Vince McMahon was making them millions of dollars, when he made them stars, Rock, Stone Cold, Triple H, all these people, that like Undertaker, all these people that, made millions, oodles of cash, there is without a doubt, they knew what was going on. They were in that circle. Jim Cornette has no reason to go out to Vince McMahon like he does. He was in that circle. Okay. They all knew what was going on, and they said nothing while the spigot was going. But as soon as the spigot went off, all of a sudden, "Oh my God, this is so terrible. I didn't have anything to do it. I was a victim. I was just somebody," like, well, fuck.
Yeah, I had to go along with it. I had to marry his daughter. Wait.
I mean, Triple H was a middling wrestler at best. Marrying the boss's daughter was literally the best thing he could have done.
Hey man, she was hot back in the day.
I mean, she's still kind of a looker now, to be honest.
Oh yeah, especially for an older guy,
Like Triple H would be nowhere if he hadn't like he's basically his career probably would have flamed out around 2005 or so at most. He would not have gotten the push that he did because remember he was very much in the doghouse around that time because of the curtain call incident. And without like starting to get with Stephanie yet, I don't know if he would have gone as far as he did. He there's no way he would be leading WWE now.
And who knows how long that board keeps him on because they were having trouble selling their main show of the year's tickets pretty recently. So.
I mean, from what I understand, a large part of that is they keep jacking up the price. And from what I hear, now, I'm not really a huge wrestling fan. I just follow some of the stuff. I guess management is interfering with Triple H's booking stuff or whatever. Because that's whatever. It could be bullshit. But a large part of it is they keep raising the ticket prices of like WrestleMania, and this is kind of something we're starting to see across everywhere. There's only so far you can jack up prices before people are like, yeah, fuck this, I'm out.
Well, it ruins it. I mean, people will still buy it if it's a big enough event, but the problem is, but the problem is you don't get a passionate fan who's actually into the thing. You just get a rich asshole who just wants to take his social media pictures and be gone. You see this all the time at basketball playoff games now. Like the crowds back in the 80s, 90s, they were absolutely frenzied, eyes locked on that game. And nowadays it's like a bunch of people kind of sitting around looking half bored on their phones or whatever, like during big playoff games. And it's like, it makes it lame because then you're not getting that fervent atmosphere.
Yeah. It's like everything with a push to make everything a luxury product.
Well, that's like similar. That's like what's happening with UFC right now because they're like, especially at the Apex, that's like for fucking like Mark Zuckerberg and like all of his millionaire friends, all these people that are because Dana White loves his social media influencers.
They're basically trying to make UFC now what boxing was in the 90s.
Yeah, there's definitely like a lot of shitty things that they're
because anybody who remembers boxing in the 90s, like it was what UFC is now, like what they're trying to do.
Well, boxing also suffers from the issue of like, well, first of all, politics. It's like a big one. The Mayweather, I think, fucking ruined the sport because everybody's
so boring for so long.
Yeah, now everybody's just so like concerned with keeping that 0 losses that like the fights are so fucking boring. But yeah, actually, like, because if you look at the event that's happening this weekend, the Gina Carano and Ronda Rousey, like last time I checked, they didn't sell out like all of the seats, and they're cheap too, like $80 compared to a UFC fight night. Not even a numbered event, which would have been a pay-per-view before, but like it's like $600 for a seat. I was like, and I'm gonna be in Vegas this weekend. I was thinking about going to it, but then my girlfriend told me, she was like, well, it's probably gonna be a shitty fight anyways. So yeah. I was like, yeah, I'm not paying $600 for that.
Both of them haven't fought in like what, 10, 15 years?
Yeah, just about.
And they're already over the hill or whatever. Like if they had been fighting this entire time, then okay, maybe, But the thing is, this match should have happened in 2014.
Yeah. That's what a lot of people
like if they had done this match when both of them were in their prime, it would have been it would have sold out. Like it would have been a main event. But nowadays, like also like Ronda Rousey is a joke. Like nobody cares about her anymore. Gina, people still care about Gina, but that's niche. Because she went to Hollywood
and that's not in that same field.
Yeah, she's a lot more relevant.
Like they care about her as an actress.
Yeah, Ronda's more relevant in like the MMA spaces and WWE, and she's pissed off both of those spaces. Like that's pretty much the only time you ever see her name in the news.
Yeah, she was kind of lame as far as I saw whenever she did WWE.
Honestly, like Ronda Rousey is just a shit actress. Gina can act a little bit. Like she is actually an okay. It's like she's good enough for the roles she gets, which is like action girl. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, dude. I still remember Ronda Rousey's like 2 lines in Fast and Furious 7 where she was like, "You ain't that charming, bitch." I'm just like, how can you say such a simple line so horribly?
Yeah, there's a reason why Rhonda only did 2 or 3 roles while Gina kept getting roles. Because Gina can, like, she's not a great actress, maybe not even a good actress, but she's good enough for the roles you have her in.
Yeah, the right movie. Like Deadpool, whenever, he's like, I love the fight with Colossus, whenever he's like, "Oh, Yoda," and her tit had popped out.
And
she's
I'm
like,
gonna say
"Oh, thank you."
it's like she's got that Hollywood charm, that smile or whatever. And I think she was great in, Cara Dune. Like, honestly, I will say this. If Disney actually does Rangers of the New Republic with Gina, I will subscribe to Disney Plus just to show my support for that. That will get me to subscribe just because I want to support Gina.
Well, she said she was talking to Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau recently. So something might happen.
after they paid her off to avoid getting Discovery,
Yeah.
they were like, "Oh, we're gonna kiss your ass now, please."
What it was is, she started the lawsuit they were worried about, and all of a sudden Elon Musk entered and got her the good lawyers. They're like, oh shit.
Mm-hmm.
Because the last thing Disney wanted was for that to go to Discovery, and the lawyers knew that.
Yeah, I'm glad that she got that help from Elon Husk. Because well, of course Gina's not going to say anything negative, but obviously we all know that there's definitely there's definitely tension there. Because if these were your friends, if these are like your close friends, you would have probably kept in contact with them and not just like talked to them recently.
I mean, I think Jon Favreau kind of kept quiet about it, and Dave Filoni was probably a politician, but I don't think she's gonna want to work with Pedro.
Yeah, because they're like,
he threw her under the bus hard.
Yeah,
that especially when you look at, like, Pedro was saying shit that was like 10 times worse than what Gina said.
Yeah, there was one thing in particular that he said that people were like, okay, why is it that Gina's getting fired for an opinion whenever he expresses like a similar one? Because it was like the comparison to Nazis in World War II. I mean, they both
that
did
was
it.
Just an excuse. The real crime was she refused to put pronouns in her bio.
Yeah.
And when they criticized her about it, she put the pronouns as beep and boop. Like, she antagonized them. But if you listen to Gina for more than 5 minutes, you'll be like, I don't care who you are. This is my, like, this is how I choose. Like, basically, and I think she has a very reasonable stance. If someone wants to put pronouns in their bio, I can think it's stupid, but that's their choice. It's also my choice to not put pronouns in the bio.
Yeah, she didn't.
You cannot force me to do something that I don't want. Just like I cannot force people to take the pronouns off their bio if they don't want to.
Yeah, I think that's an even worse reason.
Well, she didn't initiate anything. It was purely just like people coming at her for no reason. And then, she responded mockingly because it's like, this is ridiculous. Why would you, like, be so fervent in needing me to do this? And you know, they should have taken into account who initiated it. She wasn't running around bullying people. Yeah, it was like...
And if you listen to, like, the interviews, they put her in struggle sessions. Like, they put her, like, in like a live call where, like, people were just berating her, like literal struggle sessions.
Well, I think that was what they proposed and she didn't do. She was like, oh, I'm not going to have 40 people, like, coming at me and we're not going to do it this way.
And I think she had a few people, like, over to her house and, like, she had to talk with them, explain stuff. Like, I don't know, like, everything I've seen of Gina, she seems like a lovely woman. I would like to just meet her at a Comic-Con, have, like, a 5-minute conversation, and then maybe get a hug. Maybe. Like, I'm sure if I asked Gina for a hug, she might give me a hug. Maybe.
Yeah, I know some people that met her at a Comic-Con. They said she was, like, super nice.
Yeah, she just seems like the nicest person ever.
Yeah, and then she did Muay Thai on them.
I mean, they probably asked her to, so she could put me in a pretzel anytime.
That was that Peyton List chick that was on the Karate Kid show, Cobra Kai, and I saw her one time at a con. I was like, hey, you can kick me in the face anytime.
Peyton List, which one's that?
She's Tori, I think, in the show.
Tori, okay.
Yeah, Tori. Speaking of like hot blondes, did you see that like Hayden Panettiere recently came out as bisexual, aka I want my career back.
I'm bisexual, really but I've only ever done guys. No,
which is really weird because I actually recently rewatched. I actually watched Hero season 1 because like I've seen like episodes of it. I never actually watched season 1 all the way through. Really good. Also, Hayden Panettiere. Oh my God, was she gorgeous? Oh, she was a gorgeous woman, and to be fair, still is. She's very pretty still. But like back in like those days, she was gorgeous.
You know what I did not know is that she was married to Vladimir Klitschko. I don't know if you guys know him. He's a boxer. He fought Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua. He was the heavyweight champion for like a while, I think. I was like, that's like random.
Well, you see this a lot where a lot of female like singers and actresses, they'll marry athletes. And my theory is their fellow actors and musicians are so effeminate and they want like they want the masculine man.
Actually,
like the theater kid in the onesie.
Why do you think Taylor Swift married Travis? Obviously he's a very successful person in his own right, but like.
Yeah, but I
like, bend over, Taylor. Bend over. We're gonna be swift with this.
Although I don't think they'll marry an MMA fighter because most of the time their net worth is not what these boxers and other athletes are.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say because they like abuse people or something. So I've heard a few of them.
Not every UFC fighter is John Jones.
And I think the reason why they go for the quarterback is they're usually pretty protected. They don't take as many hits as kind of
so
thing.
They're not going to have that CTE as bad.
Yeah.
Unless they have a shitty offensive line.
Yeah, it's true. Big
Ben
or
if they're going to marry an athlete, they'll marry like baseball players are probably pretty popular because they don't have much racial CTE at all.
I mean, Mariah Carey married a baseball player, I think, or dated.
I mean, but also there's a problem with baseball players. I'm not sure. I don't know why a woman would marry a guy who knows how to handle balls.
That's why you marry hockey players. There you go.
Because they know how to handle a stick.
Yeah, they ram their stick.
They ram their stick against each other.
But at least it's pucks, not balls. Puck you, eh? A lot of them are Canadian though, so that kind of balances out.
They're Canadian or Russian. Canadian or Russian.
Yeah, at least
Canadian or Russian.
Yeah. They're like down in vodka. Although, some of those Russians, like I'm not normally one to judge a guy's looks, but some of them are rough looking in the NHL. Alex Ovechkin's got like 3 teeth left and looks like a 60-year-old man. But I think it was Carrie Underwood got a hockey player. The one because the Penguins were facing her husband's team.
She's the country singer, so that makes sense.
Yeah, and he played for Nashville, so she was probably around there a lot. But then the Penguins kicked their ass and made her cry. No,
yeah. The thing is, like, did you ever see this one interview by like this female MMA fighter? Where she married like a fellow MMA fighter, and like she was watching his match, and he got like the shit kicked out of him, like he lost, and she's like, "I just lost all love for him right there." Seeing him put his hands up, whatever.
Oh wait, with Joe Rogan?
Possibly.
I think Asian woman.
I think it was like a black lady or something.
Okay, well I might have seen that, but I remember there was an Asian woman talking about it with Joe Rogan.
It might have been her. Yeah.
Everybody was shitting on her in the comments. They're like,
basically,
yeah, he red flag.
Unless he wins everything, I'm not interested.
Well, what's funny is there's this one guy, Jamal Hill. Whenever he got the shit beat out of him. Like he won round 2, but he got like finished in the 3rd, and his wife was looking at his opponent in not a very platonic looking way.
She's like,
damn, that's fucked up, dude. Yeah, like no bullshit.
You have beaten him, therefore you win me. Anyways, the old rule of the jungle. Outlander, can be your woman.
But he's like autistic, and he's like very into the whole samurai thing. Like because he read the Book of 5 Rings, and it's like I guess basically his life now. So
Look,
he's like
man,
very
I played
honor-bound.
AC Shadows, so I'm pretty sure I understand samurai completely. as well. I don't mean to brag, but I platinumed it, and I got all the romances, including the trans one.
Why do you hate yourself so much? Why do you hate
You know
yourself
what?
so
I
much?
just love. Maybe it came from watching AVGN as a kid, but I love shitting on shitty games. I get a sick joy out of it, like Mystery Science Theater with their bad movies. I'm just
Did you
like,
play the Attack on Titan DLC?
no, I had already sold it at that point. And I always buy physical so I can just sell it on eBay and like basically not spend money on these things, but or at least spend very minimal money and steal them a sale.
Get some of your money. You can get some of your money back, but you'll never get back the time.
That's okay. I exploit it for streaming views. Everybody tunes in for a shit show.
He gets his money back. Plus some.
I mean, come on, AVGN. He plays too much old stuff. That's the problem. I give you the modern version. It's actually a lot easier. You know, how many times can you show glitches and shitty 2D games? You know, you get this 3D stuff. You get all the writing.
I don't know. He's still going 20 years later.
Yeah. He hasn't put out that frequent of episodes now, but yeah.
He doesn't have enough time.
I almost thought you were going to say ABGs, considering we were talking about a game set in Japan.
Oh. Yeah. Oh, God, the Japanese games.
Speaking of Japan, I think it's kind of interesting with EF4 6 coming out instead in Japan. I feel like that's going to cause some controversies when it comes out.
Which one?
Forza Horizon 6.
Oh.
Wait, why controversy?
I don't know. The West always finds a way to upset Japan, especially when they do stuff set in Japan.
Well, what sort of culture war crap could they have put in a Forza game?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
I mean, I know in Forza Horizon they put pronouns in there.
Oh, okay. Well, like even Nintendo, it was funny because in they have like some Totomachi Life or something game, and basically they made it in the American version. They have it as like pick your gender, male. You like make your own character, and it's like male, female, or non-binary. But then they're showing like the actual translation for the Japanese version. You know, again, localizers at work because it was like male, female, or other. And it was just like, oh, we can't other them. We have to give them their technical term. It was like, so that was a little bit of localization to like make it either like, oh, you're making fun of them too much with this one. We have to do it.
I hate these fucking localizers, man.
I mean, you've seen that in like a lot of games the past few years. It's like we got Type A and Type B. Are you a Type A body or a Type B body?
That shit.
I don't know. I
think
I'm a Type D body.
Persona, they took out a whole scene because there was like a comedy scene where like they or maybe they just rewrote it. I forget in the American version where I think it was Persona 3, and they're like, there's this scene where like this person is on the beach and they're like chasing around all these kids, and it turns out to be like a trans female, I guess they would call themselves. And so it's like this dude chasing around all the other guys, like flirting at them and stuff, and they're all running away from them.
But they take out the one Persona leak where you have the student who's dating his teacher, and then the entire storyline is he's dating his teacher and he's like bragging about it. No, but it's okay because it's a male student dating a female teacher. So pretty much. That entire emotional chain is okay.
Yeah, it's I think they either eliminated the scene or like rewrote it, but yeah, of course they're fine with like the statutory shit.
Well, didn't that author get bullied off of Twitter?
Oh god, which one?
Do you have any idea how little that narrows it down?
Because if Oda was on Twitter at all, I'm sure he would have been bullied off of it after he drew Yamato, who everybody was like assuming was trans because it was like a joke. But then whenever because it was like, you know, she goes into the male bath and all the pervy male characters, she's like has these huge tits and everything. So they're all like nose bleeding and like freaking out. They're like, this is great. And it's like, it's very clearly meant to be humorous, like to play into the pervs. But then people were like, wow, this is such a brave statement by Oda. And then like a few weeks later, Oda makes his like women color spread and he put her in with all the other women. And they're like, wow, Oda has betrayed us. I hope we kill him. And it's just like they're all like freaking out at him because of something he never said that they assumed based on like some joke that he made.
Yeah, it's like it's like when you have two characters who are just friends, and the community starts like shipping them real hard, and
two women look at each other,
or like two guys who are just friends, and then the creator comes on, and it's like one of the characters starts getting a girlfriend, and then the fan base like, you betrayed. It's like, I never said they were gay.
That happened with Bayonetta. Whenever she went and had a kid with some guy in the third game, and they were all like, "She's a gay icon. You can't do this." Like, we never said she was gay. We never showed she was gay. Why would you think that?
I love Hideki. He just like I love it whenever there's a controversy and people like Hideki's just blocking people. Like, do you not know his rules? Do you like this is Tuesday for him?
Well, he just blocks anybody who gives him shit.
Block list. Who like there was a Kickstarter reward where Hideki would unblock you if you paid him like X amount of money for his game. That was a reward. Like, people, do you not know who you're dealing with?
You underestimate my power.
Like, I remember, I think I saw like this YouTube video where like, how many people has Hideki Kamiya blocked or whatever? So he went to Japan, found like a trade show where he was at, and asked him, and Hideki just pulled up his Twitter and showed him, and he had like 18,000 people blocked at the time. Something like crazy.
That's ridiculous.
The worst part is that sounds low. Like if it would have been like 50 or 100,000, I would be able to believe that. Like 18,000 seems low for him.
That's fucking funny.
Yeah.
You
know what? It won't be blocked. Screecher.
Oh yeah, perfect segue.
Not a perfect segue, but it's the best one I could come up with. An hour and a half into the show.
Perfect.
So as you kind of pull up the pre-launch page, so I think I've been on here before talking about some Screecher. It's a story of a young lady named Avery Fletcher. Comes back to her hometown of Ann Arbor, Michigan, after 7 years away. Her father been jailed for a crime he did not commit, and now left with no other option. She becomes the winged vendor Screecher in order to try and clear his name. So this is a trade paperback. It's a collection of issues 1 through 4. And then I also included an additional 4 pages that are meant to be like a bridge between volume 1 and 2. We're working on volume 2 right now, and it's looking real good. Yep.
All right, let me spotlight. Can you hear it? Did you guys hear that?
No, we can't. No, sorry.
Is the actual video muted, possibly?
Are you sure? Oh! Did you share with audio?
Should be. Hey,
Inquisitor, how you doing, buddy?
Iron Inquisitor of Awesome Cast on Friday nights.
Iron Inquisitor is awesome. I like him. Try resharing it with audio.
Where's that option?
So cancel it. Cancel out this share. So stop sharing.
Stop.
And when you go to reshare it in the box where you select it, at the bottom there should be a tab that says share with audio, and you click that.
All right, let me see. Oh, there it is. Yeah, I did not have that clicked.
Rookie mistake.
Yeah. I thought it was what's it called? Fucking Mozilla. Shouldn't have an issue here. Okay.
Woo. I hear myself play back.
All right.
Nice. No, it's is that a chick in it though?
Yes, but she is not Layman Gay.
Woke. No, I'm joking.
No, but unlike Kathleen Kennedy, she is not Layman Gay.
You only that seemed pretty cool. It's like oh, it kind of reminded me. I'm thinking of the Marvel here. It was like I'm thinking of Hawk and Dove. Never mind.
Well, Dove is actually a partial inspiration. I did take the cape from Dove and put it on her.
Okay.
Specifically the version from Titans, like the feathers and whatnot. So.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, so definitely check that out. I sent a link to it just right now in the chat. It's also in the description of the video.
So we are in pre-launch right now, so I'm just trying to get sign-ups. People sign up notified when we go live. We go live June 5th. We'll be launching on my channel at 6 p.m. The Kickstarter will be launching at 6:30. We're going for $2,000. It'll be a 30-day campaign. If you want to get the standard book, it'll be $35 free shipping. So, like I said, 4 additional pages by the way, being done by the people for Volume 2. So it's like a radically new art style, and I think you guys will like it. And as you saw, I have a 4 by Chuck Dixon, and then there will be a special talent edition that'll be limited to 50, where I got a special cover by Joe Sontag. That's the guy who did Reaper Destroyer. And it is a good cover. Oh, it came out so well.
Badass.
Yeah.
But does it have Miss Marvel in it?
Thankfully,
the most popular character.
Thankfully, no.
Because if there's one thing,
the most popular.
If there's that's true. That's true. If there's one thing I know about her, it's that she definitely doesn't get canceled and definitely sells books.
She doesn't get canceled. They just put out a new #1.
Yeah, it's a new run. Comics have always done that.
That's kind of like a last 10 years kind of thing where because I think comic companies realized that #1s sell really well. So you'll basically have it's a new #1, sales spike, and then #2, #3, then kind of bottoms out. And they do it all over again.
That's that short-sighted kind of corporate thinking though, where they're like, okay, this next quarter we can get a boost if we do this. It's like they don't think about the long-term implications of that pop gets less and less each time. The more you do it, basically the less effective it is.
Yeah.
And then you end up chasing the dragon, and then it's just and now the audience has lost all confidence that any of this will matter.
Yeah. So with Screecher, I did issue 1 through 4, which is a complete story. It's like our first kind of outing. And what you do when you got your first run, you put it in a trade paperback, put it out there. Also, trades are kind of where the money is anyway for a lot of things. So I finally have my first
a complete story. Yeah.
Yep. And I'm also trying to fundraise for Volume 2 because Volume 2 is kind of pricey. It's costing me a lot of money, but I'm definitely getting my money's worth for the art. So the goal is 2,000. That'll just be to print the books. I'm hoping to make about 5,000 or so. I got some nice stretch goals, like a sticker sheet, then trading card booster pack, and then a print crossover with another indie character. It's going to be really cool.
Oh.
I think I got a shot at 5,000. I predict it'll probably be at least 3 to 4K. I think is my best campaign before this was 2135, which was issue 4. So I'm thinking hopefully maybe around 3,000 at least.
Nice.
Yeah, I'll make sure to plug it in some Discords, especially Cannolis.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem, dude.
But yeah, once you see that that alternate cover, you're gonna be wanting to put down that money because the thumbnail you see for it, that's actually the cover. The thumbnail you see for the trailer.
Gotcha.
1 second, I'm gonna send you the I'll send you the cover on Discord so you can kind of see it. Oh no, wrong one.
Not
so I
that.
can so we can start backing it once it launches, I take
Yeah,
it.
June 5th. June
June
5th.
5th. Okay.
All right. Yep. Just sent you the alternate cover on Discord.
All right. Let me scroll down. That's tough, dude.
Yeah. I'm just wait, geez. Like I'm also gonna. Oh no, that didn't work. Let's see here. And then here's a panel from the epilogue with like the new artist and Chef Kiss. Yeah, anything I sent you, you can show off. By the way.
Oh, okay. Let me do the screen share. Luckily, I don't have to do it with audio.
Yeah, and then the guy who got to do the 4, Chuck Dixon, he wrote for Batman in like the 90s and kind of 2000s. Like he did a lot of Nightwing, Robin, Batman. So you know the storyline Nightfall, Batman Nightfall?
I do not.
Yeah, that's whenever Bane broke his back.
Yeah, that's based off of Chuck Dixon's. Chuck Dixon wrote it. Like he's wrote so many other things, but he's like a really big Batman writer.
I think he's worked on Rippaverse, right?
Yeah, he's Horseman and a bunch of other things.
Okay, yeah. I thought I'd seen his name. I've gotten a few of those. Yeah.
Yeah, like he did some Punisher stories. He's done the Levon Cade novels, which got turned into a movie recently, and that movie outgrossed it actually outgrossed Snow White.
This is the first thing that I'll have done on Kickstarter since Shenmue 3. I was just trying to log into my account because I'm like, and then I looked at the backed projects and it was Shenmue 3. I'm like, then he teased us for a 4th one, that bastard.
Yeah. Like the guy had one chance. Like this could like you know how many like most game devs don't even get like this one chance to like, okay, you're getting another game. This is your chance to wrap everything up a nice little bow.
You think he would have gotten that message after we went through like 3 more console generations and like however many like 15 years or something in between releases, he would have kind of understood like, okay, this is probably like a one chance.
Yeah.
Years ago, I was Chinese.
Dude, I got the remaster because I had never played those games. I just kind of backed it out of the hype because I was in a theater watching that E3 because we used to actually do that, believe it or not. They would rent out theaters, Sony would, for their E3 conferences.
Oh wow.
And there was a fucking exciting mood in that room because they brought back Last Guardian, which everybody thought was canceled. They did the Final Fantasy VII
I remember
remake, which
watching
nobody thought was like ever going to be real.
That 2018 was like the last gasp of E3 because like that was also the E3. They had Cyberpunk. They had the year breathtaking moment. Like I know they did 2019. I don't remember anything from 2019, but 2018 was like the last. Off. Yeah,
and then COVID killed it completely because then they just started doing pre-recorded shows, and like I hate pre-recorded shows for shit. I wish that it were like less rehearsed, less like sterile the way it is now.
2019 was the last time they did it regardless. So like they tried to bring it back. It didn't work. Even by like 2022, 2023, they're trying to bring it back. Nobody's interested. And really the closest thing we have is Summer's Game Fest, and even that's not really.
Yeah, it's just Jeff Keighley like trying to get some people together.
Because the thing is, E3 used to be video game Super Bowl.
Oh yeah. I mean that literally
it was the 1 week where like all hands on deck. We're watching things. We're like making commentaries. It was such a good time. It was
hyped as hell. I remember I was watching it on G4 all the time. You know, it would be like, you know, they're getting all the interviews. This is the only time that you see a lot of these devs and stuff because it was like either pre-social media or like whenever a lot of them just weren't on it. And so you'd like get to see it. And then, you know, the press conference day was like right as the show started, and it was like, you know, I think usually like Nintendo would go first or the day before, and then like Xbox would be kind of early in the day, and then PlayStation would be last. And
never again will we have the Xbox One to PS4 launch because that is something that cannot be done today. Like the whole Xbox One happens, it's a flounder, and Sony like re-scrambles thing. Like I just love like if you watch that thing when they do the slide of like used games and stuff, and the crowd just roars, and you can just see the shit-eating grin on his face. Like he knows.
He's literally laughing. You can hear him on the mic. He's
he
like,
knows he won. It's like he knows he won that.
And I love they played that great in the months leading up to it too, because they announced their console first, and then they were kind of like coy on. They were kind of like, oh well, we'll let like third parties decide and stuff. You know, we're not really sure how we're gonna handle that kind of. And then they just like kept delaying it, and then like Xbox did their announcement. Everybody was kind of giving them shit for their TV focus and everything, and then they're like, but then people were kind of assuming, they're like, well, Xbox wouldn't have done it unless they knew that Sony was doing the whole no use games thing also. Like, there's no way that they would.
The best part
do this.
Supposedly, that whole tech was developed by Sony and then sold to Microsoft.
Yeah,
that's what I've heard.
Well, and I mean, it had been like DRM should have been around on PC for years, so it's like it wasn't unheard of. It was just unheard of on consoles, because the whole thing is that you can buy physical shit, give it to each other, and sell it or whatever.
And I love the how to share used games on PS4. You know, like that was like it was such a shot across the bow that you like, because like the thing is the game companies, they want to pretend they're all kumbaya, you know. Like
yeah, they play good people. I've always said this in regards to like, because people believe PR like just at face value, and people really need to learn to like discern, like if somebody's getting paid by a company and they say something nice about a company, like just like it doesn't really matter at all. They could be telling the truth, they could be lying. Like,
also, if a company says, oh, we don't really even consider them to be competitors, you know,
yeah,
blah, blah, blah. That is what somebody says when they're failing miserably and they're trying to flip a script.
Yeah, they're not our competition. Why? Because we're losing to them, but I can't tell you that. But yeah, you're not going to get that single industry shaking event, because it's all a little bit too privatized now. Like,
I would actually say because nobody cares. Because remember during the Xbox One, Don Matrick said, we have a console for people like that. It's called the Xbox 360. And then during the Switch 2, Doug Bowser literally said, we have a console for people. It's called the Switch 1. I mean, coincidentally, he was mysteriously fired, 30 days later.
Well, his name was Bowser. He was never going to last long at Nintendo. They had to drop him into the lava.
He actually lasted like 8 years or so. Like, But like, they are doing things that, like, during that thing would crucify them for. Like, I'm convinced that, like, the Trump could announce, here are the files from the CIA. It proves that without a shadow of a doubt, the CIA killed Kennedy. And people would be like, oh, okay. Aliens could land on the White House lawn. And people would be like, whatever.
Yeah, it's definitely harder to make a new middleweight champ. Oh, what?
Yeah, indeed. Oh, yeah, because I think I shared this in MMA Discord, and I have UFC tagged. Yeah, it is a great time. It's a great time to be alive. But doesn't didn't the DRM stuff that they got rid of for Xbox One, didn't that apply to China still, even after?
Oh gosh, I'm trying to remember now.
I mean, did anybody in China even buy an Xbox?
Hardly any. They actually aren't into consoles in general usually, because like even successful ones like a PS4 or something, like hardly did shit there.
Yeah, like, China's a lot of PC gamers.
Yeah, and there are a lot of mobile shit too. That's the funny thing, is that like their government has like the biggest crackdown on it, as far as like, oh, like you can't be online for more than this many hours, or like you can't have this sort of shit in your mobile games. And yet they like and I guess that's why they feel the need to make these laws, because the companies are like super exploitative and just like totally go into that slop kind of territory.
Yeah, I love when government is my dad.
Yeah, and then what is it? Yeah, the funny thing is, like, all their restrictions can only apply if you're playing like online only games. So, like, any Chinese gamer, they never buy the consoles, but if they really wanted to avoid their oppressive government, they could just like buy a PlayStation and be like, I'm just gonna play my disc, and you can't stop me because I can just be disconnected from the internet and do this.
Well, I think in
Yeah.
the East, generally speaking, they're more into PlayStation.
Oh yeah. I mean, Xbox 360 sold like 1.5 million over there, and that was whenever consoles were bigger. Because now it's moved so much to mobile because
yeah, like that's why like Nintendo does so well. Like in Japan, space is at a premium, so like you can't have like this big ass Xbox console in your living room, and like that's why also handhelds do so well. I think that's another reason why the Switch did so well in Japan.
Oh yeah,
because it was a console, but it also could be handheld.
Yeah,
and
people.
surprisingly, the Steam Deck did really well in Japan. Like you could actually go to a store in Japan and they'd have a whole Steam Deck kiosk display. Like they had like Hori did a dedicated Steam Deck controller and whatnot.
Yeah, because I gotta look it up, but I know I think like the PlayStations, they like basically gradually go downhill though. PS4 might have been PS3 just because overall it was more successful and that might have been enough to barely lift it above. But like it's as far as like 1 to 2, even though 2 sold more worldwide, it like went down in Japan because they just moved gradually away from the whole
problem with the
console
PS3
thing.
was I think the PS3 eventually did actually outsell the Xbox 360. But you got to remember, the PS3 had the disastrous launch. But Sony actually did put in the work to right the ship. Like, by the end of the generation, the PS3 was a really good console. But also, Microsoft did the reverse. Like, Xbox 360 started really strong, but towards the end, they were kind of a joke. Like, they were already starting to move into, like, that TV direction well before the Xbox One.
Yeah, no, I just meant as far as like in Japan specifically, I think it's gone down generation to generation, even whenever like worldwide they do better or something.
It's also probably a big reason why Sony's been having like this westward push where like their PlayStation's head office is actually in California, and they closed down a lot of their Japanese studios, and so like PlayStation is kind of more of a Western brand than it is a Japanese brand at this point.
Yeah, so like the PSP, which only sold 82 million overall, it did 20 million in Japan, which it was basically like a third of it. It was basically between Europe, North America, and there. It was like kind of evenly split. It was like 21, 25,
yeah,
20.
And the PSP is the most successful non-Nintendo handheld. See, and even though the DS did sell more, the PSP still sold 80 million. Despite competing with Nintendo's most successful handheld ever.
Yeah,
like that context is important.
And the Switch, because it's mobile, it literally sold the most in Japan all time. It beat out the DS in Japan. Just didn't do as well in North America or Europe by a lot. So,
the Switch. I'm pretty sure the Switch did well in America.
Well, I was comparing it to DS. I mean. Because they're very close in overall sales. Switch just barely has edged it out by like a couple 100,000 now.
Here's the thing that I think Nintendo doesn't realize. A lot of these consoles, especially like the handheld stuff, they sell well because they're cheap. Because what you'll have is, and I think this is why it was genius for them to release the Switch Lite. What will happen is parents will buy 3 or 4 Switch Lites. They'll spend $1,000, get 3 or 4 Switch Lites for their kids. So each kid can have a Switch Lite. Same thing they did during the DS. So like little Timmy could have his DS. Little Susie can have her DS. And same thing with 3DS happened. And because they were like reasonably priced, and also the games were cheaper. Because like even during the 3DS era, when games were $60, a 3DS game was like $40, maybe $50. I have to double check that. But it was more reasonable. And I think, and they also had that during the Switch era, because like you had the Switch Lite for $200. I think the regular Switch was like $250 or $300, and you had the OLED for $350. Pretty good prices. And the games were $60 or whatever. That is why the Switch sold so well. It's because of convenience and the cheapness.
Yep, you open yourself up to a whole new market for sure.
Yeah. And with the Switch 2, I feel like Nintendo has lost sight of that. And this is what happens with every game console. Every time they have a successful generation, The next one they get greedy. Xbox
Oh, yeah.
360, Xbox One, PS2, the PS3, and then the PS4. They righted the ship, and then they went right as soon as the PS4 took off. PS5, they went right back to their bullshit.
Yeah, so just to kind of, this is what I was kind of looking for. So, like, for instance, the let's see here. Oh yeah, so like the Nintendo Entertainment System way back in the day, over 19 million in Japan. So a home console doing that in like the 80s / early 90s. And that only sold like 60 million overall. So basically a third of its sales in Japan. Then you fast forward to the PlayStation 4, which did 117 million overall. So like almost twice as much total sales, but it had just under 10 million in Japan. So like half as many sales in Japan. So like they've just moved away.
You said the Super Nintendo?
Just the regular Nintendo Entertainment System. Yeah. So, but my point is like a console is sold twice as much. That just shows how much the home market in Japan has moved away. Even with a more popular system, it's sold half as much in that country because they just gone completely mobile. And Europe too. Europe used to not do shit for consoles, but that's like been Sony's main base. They did like crazy numbers in Europe, like PS3 outsold Wii in Europe.
In the 90s, Sega was cleaning, like Sega's biggest markets was the US primarily, but also Europe and South America. Like even in Brazil today, the Master System is still supported in Brazil. Like you can still go to a store and buy a brand new Sega Master System to this very day. I mean, Brazil is kind of its own weird little market.
Because then they'll have like crazy tariffs and shit on some things, and they'll have like some things that are like way overpriced there as far as like electronics, and then like other things like that, they'll like stick something around for 30-40 years.
$2.99.
Yeah, but Sega actually did really well in Europe because I think they got to Europe before Nintendo. That's definitely the case in Brazil, but also the thing with Brazil is it has to be manufactured locally in that country. Like Microsoft was actually manufacturing Xboxes in Brazil for that country, and Sega was doing that 30 years prior. Because I was told that doesn't work.
They'll never move production somewhere just because they charge a lot if you don't produce things there. I guess it's okay when Brazil does it. Whatever.
Yeah, I getcha.
But
yeah, I think it's going to be kind of interesting. I feel like I really hope we're getting to the point with the consoles where here's my theory why Sony and Xbox are raising their prices on the consoles. It's GTA 6. What they're doing is they're raising the prices in the hopes that when GTA 6 comes out, because they know that there's going to be a lot of people that are going to want to buy a console specifically for GTA 6.
Yeah, right? Because that's one of the like casual gamer games. To me, there's like three. There's Call of Duty, GTA, and then there's like all the sports games like
Madden, FIFA.
Yeah. There's all
and
the
then
sports
NBA
games.
2K.
Well, I guess as far as paid for, I was going to say Fortnite, but that's free to play.
So there's going to be a lot of people that are going to buy, in particular, a PlayStation for GTA 6. So just watch a year after GTA 6 comes out, the consoles are going to start to come down again. I think that's why they're like, but then it also goes like, why Nintendo?
Well, I'll tell you. I mean, a lot of the chip prices are crazy. That's why GPUs have rocketed up in price, and like computer parts.
Before computer prices going up, it was tariffs, and then now all these companies are getting refunded for the tariffs. Are they going to pass those savings, all the higher prices that they raised to compensate for the tariffs? Now they're getting all that money back. Are they going to give a rebate to people? If it's not one thing, it's another. They always have an excuse. Before it was tariffs. Then first it was COVID. Then it was tariffs. Now it's hardware prices. You notice how it's like, oh, RAM is expensive. Oh, but now RAM is actually starting to go down again. Then it was storage. And now it's CPU supposedly going one after the other.
Well, hey, I'm just hoping because Xbox has sort of become more irrelevant with their dwindling market share. I'm hoping that the Steam box kind of holds some feet to the fire and they start doing some Not that I'm hoping that it'll be cheap. I just mean that it'll provide some good competition.
I love how it's like, at first it was the rumors were like, I guarantee you a lot of these like rumors and leaks are just feelers that these companies put out because they want to test how people would react to a certain idea. So they'll leak it to the press and they'll see how the reaction goes. So because like for example, the Steam Deck could be $1,000. It could be $1,000. They saw the reaction. Now the rumors are, it could be $600.
Well,
it's not even as powerful as a PS5, so it's relatively underpowered. Okay, you can replace the RAM and the hard drive. That's cool, but like the graphics engine, it's barely more powerful than the PS5.
Well, shit, you can put internal storage in a PS5. I literally put a 4 terabyte in mine. It has to be a certain size, but there's no like proprietary shit. It's like I got a Samsung one.
I got you, but like the point is, like it's not as powerful as the PS5. I guess it's somewhere between an Xbox Series S and a PS5, leaning towards PS5. Like I don't know, like look at Switch 2. Like people are willing to accept downgrades on Switch 2 because it is mobile hardware. It's like, I can take it portably. So that's why Final Fantasy Remake runs at 30 FPS and it looks like shit. But it's mobile. I can hold it in my hand, kind of thing.
Yeah, I never got that one. I mean, I know that there are obviously shit tons of mobile gamers, but for me, if I'm sitting down to game, I want to like have all the distractions gone and like actually enjoy what I'm doing and like concentrate on it. But I'm a weirdo because it's like, I know people are always like, I got like 6 different tabs open. I'm doing 10 different things at a time. Like, nah, I find it more relaxing to just have fun with my one thing.
My favorite thing, what I find most relaxing is laying on the couch. There's like a YouTube video that I can just listen to. I have a portable game console, probably my Steam Deck or something else. I have a bunch of shit. For the last week, I've been binging my 3DS. I busted that out, started playing it. I haven't modded. It's nice. But just playing a game and then listening to something. That's like my apex of relaxation, but that's just me.
No, I mean, I can certainly be in that mode sometimes. Like, I'll like play a game or whatever, like a sports game or something when I'm doing. But if it's anything story based or anything like that, I want to actually like be paying. It's kind of like how I enjoy watching a movie that I actually care about or that I'm watching for the first time, like in theaters, because it eliminates all the distraction and you can just like, it's both more relaxing and I feel like you get more out of whatever media it is because it's like you're actually getting immersed in it and like forgetting everything else.
When I'm playing those types of games, I just grab my Xbox controller and just play it on my laptop. It's nice. But for me, it's like, let's say I'm playing Pokemon for like the millionth time, Pokemon Red for like the millionth time or whatever. I don't need sound for that. There's no audio. There's no dialogue.
Oh yeah.
Or like let's say I'm playing Breath of the Wild on my Steam Deck or whatever. Like there's minimal vocal whatever.
Yeah, that's true. But
different things for different times, essentially.
Oh yeah. Yeah, well, and there's even it definitely depends on the game. There's certain ones that it's like, you need kind of minimal full concentration on it. Especially, it's kind of why I like turn-based ones because it's like not as stressful too. It's like I can sort of like, I gotta go. Like, I hate the fucking FromSoft with their bullshit. Like, you can't pause because it makes it more suspenseful. I'm like, well, sometimes I gotta take a piss, man. I don't know what to tell you.
Like in the 2010s, what I'd like to do is in the 2010s, I'd be playing World of Warcraft, and I'd be listening to a YouTube video because World of Warcraft at the time didn't really have much voice dialogue, so I could just go through it and just tab through stuff and play stuff. And plus, it was really easy to tab out of World of Warcraft. Like that's the other thing. Like a lot of MMOs, like Star Wars KOTOR was really bad in the 2010s. Where like if you want to tab out, you could, but then there'd be like 20. Like there'd be like a 10-second pause, then show the screen, then you get back. Whereas World of Warcraft, there's like, boop, press the window key, go to the thing. It's like instantaneous or whatever. So it was really easy to be like, okay, video's done, pick another one. Get back to killing kobolds or whatever.
I'm not gonna lie, I mainly need that Steam machine just so I can finally play like a reasonable version of KOTOR while having a fucking Mac. Anyways,
I'm sorry to tell you, the PC version of KOTOR is ass.
Oh, really?
It is ass.
Is there like no mods or anything that can improve it?
There's mods, but it's really complicated. It is a bad port. When I did my playthrough of it on stream, I had to emulate the Switch version.
Oh, the Switch version. Okay.
I mean, for me, I've never had an issue playing it. But
there's no native widescreen. There's no native widescreen on KOTOR for PC. No native widescreen.
Well, so it was released back whenever it was more standard def on like the original Xbox, right? Or was that widescreen?
Standard def. To be fair, the Switch version is based off the Android port, and it is native widescreen, and it works a lot better. I know some people deride it. I will say this: so KOTOR 2 is best played on the PC because then you get the restored content mod.
Oh yeah, I was thinking fucking KOTOR 2.
I don't get like how KOTOR has a Switch port and they've never put it on PlayStation. Like, is Xbox just still paying them money like 20 something years later just to make sure that's the one platform? It's been on Mac for God's sake.
I think it's because the Switch runs an NVIDIA Tegra 1, which is like a mobile chipset.
Yeah.
So like that I'm guessing that probably makes Android ports easier. I don't know.
Like, it's such an old ass game. It's literally like the one platform it hasn't been on, and it's like a massive platform. Like, I'm just surprised that at no point, because I own like right now I have set up the 3, the 2, and the 5 because that covers all the generations. Because PS5 backwards compatible with PS4, PS1 plays PS3 plays PS1 games, and then the PS2 is a weird freak that has to be kept by itself.
The PS3 is the best PS1 you can get because wireless controllers. You have a memory card on the console. Also, if you have the memory card adapter, it's even better. Like those things are really It's so you can put like a PS2, PS1 memory card and transfer your saves to the PS3. I have one of those. They're actually kind of rare. It's one of my pride and joys. But like wireless controllers, and then like the memory card on the console, so you don't have to worry about that, and it just plays it just naturally. I love it.
Well, and I'm not gonna lie, I really like what they've done with their backwards compatibility, or not backwards compatibility. I'm sorry, it's with their like classic releases on their store. They add a couple each month. They never take them away, so the collection only builds over time as far as what's available. You can buy them individually for like $10 or whatever.
I heard anything you bought during the PS3 era, if you're using the same account, those transfer over.
Yeah, because I had Resident Evil Director's Cut, and I logged in, and it was on the PS5 whenever that came out. Yeah.
So because I actually did buy some stuff during the PSP era, like a few PS1 games. And nice. So like that's kind of what I'm thinking is when I log into that account, they'll transfer over. Here's one game that is immensely popular, but hasn't had a modern port: Castlevania Symphony of the Night. The last time it got ported is during the Castlevania series. Konami put out the Requiem collection, which was just a port of Dracula X Chronicles on the PSP that had Dracula X and Symphony of the Night. Obviously, there's Symphony of the Night, the PS Classic, and then Xbox. They ported it to Xbox 360 during that era, and you can still play it now on the Xbox. But like, why the frick haven't they like at least ported Symphony of the Night? You're going to release Symphony of the Night on its own on the Switch, and it would sell like a jillion. And there has never been a native PC port of Symphony of the Night.
I'm trying to think, because they just had that Dominus collection.
That was the DS games.
Oh, okay.
I mean, they could put out. There's a few collections there's a few collections they could do. Like they haven't done the '90s games like Symphony of the Night. Rondo Blood, Symphony of the Night, Dracula X for the Super Nintendo, and there's also Castlevania 64 and the sequel for that, and then there's also the PS2 games, Lament of Innocence, Curse of Darkness, and I think there's a couple others during like the PS3 era.
I think I got one of those at a con recently. I think it was Lament of Darkness.
Lament of Innocence.
Or Innocence. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah,
I think Lament.
Yeah, that was a prequel. So they have a couple ones. So if they do a collection, it would probably be Rondo Blood, Dracula X, Symphony of the Night, and then probably Castlevania 64 and the other one.
Oh yeah, Castlevania 64.
But the thing is, I kind of want an updated and enhanced version of Symphony of the Night because there's content, like, for example, the Saturn version of Symphony of the Night there's extra content. Like there's a whole extra level they added. Plus, you can play as Maria on the Saturn version. So I would actually like a standalone re-release that adds in that extra content.
Well, they've even like remastered shit that I didn't even know about, like Onimusha Warlords and stuff. And I'll be like on the store.
Companies are just grabbing anything. Like never in a million years did I think Bugs Busby would be getting a new game.
Oh, Bubsy, yeah.
Like a Gex, they did a Gex collection. Tumba and Tumba 2 got a re-release.
Yeah,
so wild.
Dude, I'd only ever played the demo of Tomba on some like PlayStation Underground disc. That, and then the other game I remember from that disc was you were like in some robot dude with like these flappy arms, and they were like these cat ladies. It was some Japanese as fuck game, and you threw boxes at people. And it was like it didn't even translate. It was just like a bunch of Japanese words on the screen. I have no idea what the fuck it was saying.
Yeah,
there's a few, through the game.
There's a few things I'm waiting for a collection. Like I'm waiting for Capcom to do their Breath of Fire collection. Breath of Fire 1 through 4, and maybe because like Breath of Fire 1 and 2 are on the Super Nintendo, 3 and 4 were on the PlayStation. 4 actually recently got re-released. I don't know if you saw that. Like you can actually buy Breath of Fire 4 on both GOG and Steam.
Oh.
And there's Breath of Fire Dragon Quarter on the there's like some really weird things like so Star Ocean, which is like an RPG series, kind of similar to Tales. They did a remake of Tales called Star Ocean First Departure, and they did a remake of it for the Switch called Star Ocean First Departure R, which is just like an upgraded port of the PSP game. And then they did Star Ocean Second Evolution R, which is like a full-on remake, 2D HD, and it's like fucking beautiful. That you can get on PC, and that's on Switch, but they never ported over Star Ocean First Departure R. So like it's really weird how they do some stuff.
Well, I have discovered like some really good classics, because the nice thing about like the PlayStation Classic is that they just like, and I'm sure you can do this on PC and whatever too, obviously, but it's nice that they build it in where it's just like nice and integrated, where it's like you can do a rewind, you have all the save states, they put in trophies for a lot of them, which I always like. Some trophy whore.
If you're talking PC, like through emulation, I can do lots of stuff.
Yeah, also, you can modify.
Have you heard of RetroAchievements.com?
No, what's that?
Okay, so like you said, like trophies.
Mm-hmm.
So Retro Achievements is like an achievement thing for retro games. So you hook it into your emulator. So like there's certain emulators that'll have like retro achievement. So you like input your login for retro achievements. And so like let's say you're playing a game and you beat a boss. You get like a ding and you'll get an achievement. Mm-hmm. And it like shows up on your page. And it's what's really cool is it's universal. Like it's not bound to like one console or whatever, but it's like a web page. I'm actually about to sign into my retro achievements. I'll share my screen and show you like my page. All right.
Yeah, well, and apparently they get pretty good numbers on those. People just they kind of extrapolate off of like I forget, there's some trophy website where like people log in and like log what they got,
right?
And they like get probably a few thousand sales at least on each one.
Oh, can you wait? Oh, yeah, there we go. Okay, so this is it says my most recently played, unless kind of thing. Yeah, so this is Retro Achievements. It's also like tracks what games I've been playing on emulation. So like Crash and Racing, Symphony of the Night.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's a full on like achievement thing. At least games completed and whatnot. It's really cool. Like if you're big into emulation, it is really neat to have, because that way you get the full like emulation. You get achievements. It's fun.
Yeah, sweet.
Yeah, just something to think about.
Yeah, just don't stream emulated games.
Oh, I do it all the time.
What are you talking about? This isn't emulated. You just like have a box or something handy. Be like, I am playing it on this. It's like it never came out for that console. Shut up. You just like
Yeah,
have an
yeah.
Etsy 3D printed like.
Yeah, it's like I'm playing Pokemon. Like I remember this one time I was streaming where I was like streaming Fire Red, and this guy came in like, "Hey, I want to trade with you." Like, I'm sorry, man. And then I like click the 6 to show the emulation menu. Like, sorry, I'm not on Nintendo Switch right now. Like,
He's like, "Here, I'm reporting you to Nintendo."
not even like honestly, not even Nintendo cares if you emulate the old shit. It's the newer stuff. Like, you know, like they'll go after the Switch emulators, but you notice how they never go after the Nintendo, like Nintendo, Super Nintendo emulators.
That would honestly be like whack-a-mole though, because those games are so like just dispersed on the internet. This like I even whenever I was back in high school and they blocked everything on the computers, I could still get to like I think it was called like nescontroller.com and play like their whole library of that.
It's kind of the thing where like even if they are like even if they are letting you play Super Mario World on the Switch Online, the money they're losing from letting people emulate Super Mario World is so minimal.
Yeah,
like it would probably cost more money to go after these people than it would than it would savings. But versus like the Switch stuff, like emulating Switch. Sorry, my rat is doing the wheel thing. Here.
a rat.
Yeah, they all
right, fine.
We need Jack Nicholson in here. You'll be like, I got this rat, this 9 teething rat from the
you dare.
From the fucking Departed. Now, have you seen the Departed?
She's too busy fucking your mother.
Oh, that's one of the scenes where Jack Nicholson is like talking about. He's talking about like there's a mole in his organization. I think he's talking to there she is.
This is Charcoal. She's a good girl.
But what is he? I think he's talking to Wahlberg's character, and he's just like, I get this rat, this annoying teething rat. He like does the whole teeth thing. It's also
this is Charcoal. She's she's adorable.
All right, but nonsense. I got unfortunately I got another place I have to be now.
Oh no.
So I'm gonna have to bid you guys adieu. It's fun talking games. A little 5 seconds of UFC for nonsense to be interested in, and then yeah, no, a fun little chat. I followed your Kickstarter there, so
thank you, sir. Thank you
I'll
kindly.
be checking that out whenever it's available there.
June 5th.
All right. Well, that'll be easy because I'm already going to be in Phoenix for the Phoenix Fan Fusion that following weekend. So I'll already be in comic mode.
And you'll also be in Phoenix mode. You can buy Phoenix Press's comic at Phoenix Fan Press at Phoenix, Arizona.
There you go. All right, guys. But you have a good one. I'll catch you later.
Shall see you. Take it easy, John. Yeah, I'm probably gonna go there in about 10 minutes. I got a fat steak. I gotta.
How about we just end it now? Because I gotta do some stuff.
Okay. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, check out that Screecher.
Buy my book or sign up for it anyway.
Yeah, sign up for it, and then it's gonna go. It's gonna go live here soon. Link in the description and in the chat. So,
thank you.
Yeah. And that is episode number 25 concluded. Thank you all for tuning in, and thank you all who are going to watch the replay of that.